put in the living room, and it would go back and forth and keep you cool even though your power is not on.
I don't know if they have these for the bigger ones, and they definitely might. Or you can go the route that, like, remember I had that big battery that I brought to your house the last hurricane?
Yeah, what was that thing called again?
That's the Jackery brand of batteries / you can hook up solar panels to it and have it be an actual, like, solar generator.
Right,
but,
yes.
You have that, and you can have a fan on that as long as it doesn't go over a certain wattage. But there are some smaller fans that have their own battery just attached to it, and you charge them up on USB. I almost said YouTube. You charge them up just like you were charging one of the batteries for your cell phone or anything like that, and then when you're done, you just have a fan.
Yeah, I mean, I love that. I want a fan that's like number one. And then I said, I'd like to get like a big battery unit, like bigger than the Jackery. Is there like a giant version of the Jackery that
Absolutely.
you can get?
Oh my gosh. And there's Anchor makes them now too. There's a couple other companies that are in on it.
The ultimate Jackery.
Yeah. I mean,
let me tell you
Jackery there is.
Let me tell you my use case, and you tell me if there's a Jackery for this. I want something that I could plug the internet and the TV into, so that can run for like a day. Is that a thing, or is it my dreaming here? Is this like a pie in the sky thing I got going on?
I think you could probably get a Jackery if all your use cases is internet and TV. You could probably get one for under $1,000 that would cover you for a day.
If I had internet, television, water, beefaroni, and an oscillating fan, bam!
All on one battery.
It's going to be a big battery, Sabrina. It's going to be a real big battery, but it is going to be worth it. That would be the win for me. I would absolutely love for that to be the outcome. But right now, we've got a 5 a.m. update on the storms here from the National Hurricane Center, and they're showing that this thing has gone a little bit more north, so folks in South Florida are doing a lot better right now. Folks in West Palm Beach and on the Treasure Coast listening to this show, looks like you might just get some wet weather and some, decent winds. But for the folks who are in that Big Bend, that's the area just south of the Panhandle where Florida sort of turns down and goes into the Gulf of Mexico. That area right there is in the red zone. And this thing could be a Category 3. It absolutely could be when it makes landfall, because as we've been talking about, that water off the coast, hell, off all the coast, our friends in Dallas, off your coast too, is warm out there. And so this thing is going to start moving fast and powering up very, very quickly.
And I heard something, it was just like very quickly, and I did not do the research, so maybe we can all do it together. Something to do with that super blood or blue moon that C-Lane was excited about. That also has an effect on how these waters are going to work, right?
I didn't realize that, but the super blue moon, or whatever it's called, because there's a full moon, it rises the tides. So that's no good, right? We're going to have higher tides and then a storm surge on top of that. And that starts to be a bad situation for people to deal with, obviously. It could be the strongest storm to hit the Big Bend in a century. It's officially a hurricane now. We got 14 million people placed under severe weather warnings, looking at possibly for those areas in that bend, 150-mile-an-hour winds and up, and a 12-foot storm surge. So that's a serious Category 3 hurricane. And the folks in that line of the cone of the storm should definitely get ready for this and make sure that you're prepared. It's going to be the first in that area since Gladys in 1968.
Gladys.
How about that? They haven't been hit that much with any direct hits in that area. Everything seems to head for Tampa or Miami and that area down there. Those are the places that get walloped by this stuff. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Stay with the radio station. We'll make sure we're keeping you aware, rather, I should say, of all things
a little
that
wary.
are happening with Adalia. I'm wary, yeah. And I know the governor declared a widespread state of emergency.
Free tolls, baby.
Governor DeSantis couldn't be happier that he has something like this to switch into right now. Because if you're a politician running for president, oh, man,
you're
do
a
the
hero.
roll up your sleeves thing. Yeah. Get out there and you're on the front lines after the hurricane.
Show them how I fix things, guys.
Yeah, I'm out there. And that's not like a partisan thing. So you could maybe win over just general audience people. You did a great job during the hurricane. So expect him to go into full-on hurricane mode here and get away from all of the campaigning stuff as Adalia rolls into the state of Florida. That's going to start happening, in the next 24 hours or so. So there you go. They're saying on YouTube, Bootsy Moonshine, are they broadcasting all night? No, as of now, there's no plans to do that, but the situation could warrant it at some point. We just absolutely don't know. These things can
Isn't that fun?
They could be unpredictable.
Well, I mean, it would have to take a serious right-hand turn and directly be pointed at the Central Florida area for us to change course with what we're doing.
And it could.
But in that case, they want us to drive back here?
I was just like we've done it for all the other hurricane broadcasts that we've done.
So
I
you're going to drive through it in the middle of the night.
I have no idea what the plans are right now. Right now, the plans are we're not going to be having to do that, but the situation could change in one update. The next one we get, whoa, all right, hold on. Now everything's different, and we'll make sure that we're letting everybody know what's happening when those updates roll through. Okay, when we come back, do you guys remember this? This is one of my favorite things ever. That guy that wandered on to the set on the BBC and ended up in the middle of a news interview. You remember this at all?
Oh, vaguely.
He was there for a job interview.
That's right. Okay.
And then they're like, "Come on over, man. Come on." And then he sat down. And next thing you know, they're interviewing him as an expert. For those of you who don't know, I'll refresh your memory and I'll bring you back to the moment this happened because there is a very, very unexpected update on this story. You got to hear this. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
You're listening to Real Radio 104.1. Online at realradio.fm. On your phone with the free iHeartRadio app. And on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Traveling on I-4 this morning, you can expect your regular delays eastbound between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. Authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 429 heading southbound at Plant Street. The left lane is blocked. There's slowdowns due to an accident on Curry Ford Road heading westbound at State Road 436. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. It's Sizzly time at Wawa. And you know what that means? All your favorite Sizzlies are just 2 for $5. Like their new Pancake Sizzly. Great mornings start at Wawa.
Now this is a Dunkin' Run. A $3 sausage, egg, and cheese with a medium or larger coffee.
I'm going on a Dunkin' Run. You want anything?
Oh, a sausage, egg, and cheese croissant and a hot coffee.
You got it.
Wait, actually, a sausage, egg, and cheese and an iced coffee. Time for a Dunkin' Run. Add a $3 sausage, egg, and cheese to a medium or larger coffee. America runs on Dunkin'. Offer valid with the purchase of a medium or larger coffee. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
Slowed down, held back, inhibited. What you get out depends on what you put in. Rejuvenate your engine's performance with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline. Because true performance knows no bounds. New and improved Shell V-Power Nitro Plus removes up to 100% of performance-robbing deposits to rejuvenate your engine's performance. Continuous use in gasoline direct injection engine fuel injectors.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password, for you to become a victim. LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to LifeLock.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Learn more at chase.com/business premier. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Account subject to credit approval. Restrictions and limitations apply. Cards are issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank. Any member FDIC.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Tele Tires and Auto Centers. Because Tele Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
If your business is looking to add talent to your team, sign up for the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair. This job fair is going to be promoted across iHeartMedia's 13 Central Florida radio stations that reach nearly 2 million people. Get the word out about your open positions and attract top talent. Join us at the Orlando Science Center on Wednesday, October 11th from noon until 4 p.m. For more information on how your business can participate, go to fljobsnow.com and click on Get More Info. That's fljobsnow.com.
Heard of the job? Dial pound 529 on your cell. Pound law, that's all.
Adalia to see what's happening, to see how it's going to affect you, what the impact will be where you are, and as we get updates, we'll tell you about them. But for right now, it's time for the whole show to jump in the time machine so we can go back in time. So buckle up, everybody. Here we go.
The time machine? Whoa.
Got it. We're firing up the time machine. Oh. There we go. We are back in May of 2006.
That was an aggressive time machine.
Yeah, I'm a little rocked.
Our budget for time machines around here is huge. We got big time machine money, and we might as well spend it.
Can we go back to the time we were at your studio?
I don't know if I don't know if management will like that, but we could try if you really want to. Back in May of 2006, there was a man named Guy Goma is his name. And he was involved in one of the most hilarious moments on television for me. Now, Guy Goma had showed up to the BBC, the British Broadcasting Channel.
Hello.
And he was there for a job interview. Now, when he showed up, the people thought that he was some expert, some tech expert. I don't know how they made this mistake.
Did they share the same name? I mean, did the tech expert end up getting the job interview?
No, I don't know if they switched them that way, but the other person's name was Guy. That's correct. It was Guy Cooney.
What are the odds?
Cooney. And the person that showed up, he goes, "Hey, I'm Guy. I'm here for the thing on the BBC." And they go, "Great. The interview or the," and he said, "Actually, I'm here for the interview." He meant job interview. And they said, "Come on in. Here we go. We got something for you." So they walk him through the BBC studios, and then they bring him up on the set, and he sits down and he's like, "Why are there cameras and everything around here?
Why am I getting makeup put on my face?
Yeah,
this is strange."
This is the weirdest job interview I've ever been on. And then he realized,
except for that naked one,
they had screwed up and he was actually being interviewed on live television, and his face, as he realizes, is just everything for me.
Thank you very
Here
much
it is.
indeed. Yes, that ongoing row between Apple Computer, the company behind the iPod, and Apple Core, the Beatles record label, has just been resolved.
All right.
A verdict has been given. It all centered on the Apple logo.
So this tells you, what was going on at the time. It was about the Beatles and Apple fighting back and forth, and they wanted to have a tech expert.
Use. Now, the businesses reached a deal in 1991 whereby Apple Computers was allowed to use the trademark.
My favorite part about this, just for the record, is when she goes to him, when she goes to the tech expert, who's actually just the guy there for the job interview.
Could you imagine how confused you would be?
Watch his face for those of you watching on YouTube
this
and
is
Twitch.
the interview?
He's like, what?
Apple Core, that's the record label. So what does this all mean for the industry and the growth of music online? Well, Guy Cuny is the editor of the technology website News One.
His face just goes, what? What? Hang on, what's going on? I got a microphone on me. I'm on television right now.
Am I getting the job?
He rolls with
Hello,
it.
good morning to you.
Good morning.
Were you surprised by this verdict today?
I'm very surprised to see this verdict to come on me, because I was not expecting that. When I came, they told me something else, and I'm coming. You got an interview there, so it's a big surprise anyway.
A big surprise.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh my God, what a cutie pie.
She thinks he's saying it's a big surprise that this news came down the pipeline, and he's saying, no, it's a big surprise that I'm on television right now. That's the big surprise, right? Well, what the hell is going on here? So she pushed on thinking she was interviewing this expert guy for a while. And Guy Goma, now there's a follow-up on this. Back in 2023, we're in the present time, and we see that Guy Goma, the man who was mistaken for a tech expert and put on live television, says he intends to sue the BBC for never receiving any money from the video that went viral from this.
You know what? I can't knock him down for trying.
Yeah,
Because you know that they got a bunch of money for that viral video.
I'm looking at the video
Did he even
here
get the
on
job?
YouTube. I don't know if he got the job or not, but the video has 5.3 million views, so that did make some money.
Was it posted by the BBC?
Yes, it was indeed. Yeah.
Okay.
The BBC News official channel posted, it says, Guy Goma, greatest case of mistaken identity on live TV ever, BBC News. And they posted his video. It says, in May 2006, Goma had been at the BBC to be interviewed for a job as an IT technician when he found himself live on BBC News 24 being asked about a legal battle that Apple had lost. Asked on air by business partner Karen Bowerman for analysis on the verdict, he became increasingly confused. So now he's saying the millions and millions of views, he wants a piece of that. He said he never received any money from the interview in the 17 years following the incident, and he believes he should receive a share of the royalties. He said, I contacted BBC, and they didn't answer me.
Wow.
I'm going to go through this because of the money they made from it. They didn't give me
Should've
a
applied
single
for another
penny.
job.
Yeah, it doesn't say whether he got the job or not. That would be interesting to know. But he now is saying, I want money for going viral. But if this happened, now, of course, this is in England. This is in Europe where this is happening. But if this happened in the United States and somebody won something like that, that would open the door to all sorts of stuff.
Including for us, I feel like.
No, but like, for instance, you have the I Like Turtles kid. That video, he's profited it off in different ways. But the I Like Turtles kid could go to the news channel that did that interview and be, I'm in this. I'm content. I want money.
But also, a lot of times the ones that go really viral, the news channel that posts it is not always the one that's like racking in all the views and getting the money for it. They might not even have monetized it.
No, it's different in each case, I would guess. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe he wins. Who the hell knows? Before we get to you and your dispatches, those you can send through thenewsjunkie.com. Go over there and tell us what's on your mind, what you think about what we're talking about. What are your takes? Let us know. We heard about quiet quitting, where you just sit at work and quietly just kind of give up and you stop doing things, but you don't tell anybody that you're on your way out the door. You just quiet quit. Now we have the inverse as people go back to the office.
Loud quitting.
Loud laboring is what people are doing. And they're saying that what this is you spend more time talking out loud about all the work that you're doing than actually getting the work done.
Okay.
So it would be like us going, oh, man, really did work a lot on that show today.
I mean, we've done it in the past.
And just start grunting and, oh, God, I got all this work I got to get done here. They said companies around the world are fearing the long-term effects of the latest viral career trend known as loud laboring. There will be no
that's sort of
effects.
like all those meetings we used to have. We had meetings every day.
Yeah. Something that sees individuals falling into classic stereotypes some of us know all too well. Effectively, a loud laborer is a term used for an employee who spends more time banging on about their workloads than actually getting the job at hand done. So if you're doing this, just know the boss might be onto you. They might just be onto you. Sorry about that. All right, let's go over to you. Let's see what's going on in your world. We've got some dispatches coming in from the newsjunkie.com. And here is, I'm a PC. It says, I've been mistaken for an expert myself. Huh? Let's see.
So you guys are talking about the guy getting interviewed as a tech expert by accident. I had one similar, but with Enterprise. I had to pick up one car at one location, drive it to the other location, and swap vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
At both locations, I went in and said, I'm here to do the vehicle swap. Without even renting me the car officially, they almost handed me the keys to one, the car that they gave me to drive to the other location, and two, the truck I was supposed to pick up and have for the actual rental.
Nobody checks this?
It's apparently fairly easy to steal a car from Enterprise.
Yeah, that's the whole act like you belong thing. And the reason that exists is because it works. It actually works. And we've told the story about how there was a Tupperware convention in town, and they had like was it Sheryl Crow or somebody that was performing at that? And they had this huge killer buffet of food.
That we ate.
Sabrina and Celia and I just walked right in. We're like, Tupperware. We're Tupperware. And they go, okay. And nobody says anything. No, you just act like you belong, and bam, there you go. You're in, and you get some free cars, I guess, in his case. The Water Boys is talking about hurricane preparedness.
Hey, so I've got my electric bike battery can actually run my fish tanks and keep them alive for about 5 days just on its own. I've tested that out. But I've got a generator that'll power everything in my house with the exception of the large house AC and the water heater. So, yeah, I'm good with a couple of room air conditioner units.
This guy's set up.
I've got enough gas to run that for 6 days. So, anyway, yeah, we good.
You sound a little humble braggy, but I appreciate it, man.
Well, let us borrow it then.
Yeah, or at least let us come over and hang out for a little while, right? You know, we could just hang out with the fish and get out of the heat in the house and just enjoy ourselves. Just call us. Here's Comb That Chest Hair with the dispatch.
Good afternoon, junkies.
Hey.
I was just wondering, somebody brought this up earlier on the other show, but why do they keep referring to that part of Florida as the Big Bend or the Bend of Florida?
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard that term used, and I don't know who made it up, but isn't it just called the Panhandle?
No.
I don't know. Let me know what you think, Sean.
Yeah,
All right,
no,
peace.
It's east of the Panhandle.
Yeah, it's below and southeast of the Panhandle.
Think of the armpit of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
If Florida was a big old arm, that's the armpit.
Yeah.
Big
or
Bend.
if it was a wang, it would be like sort of the Gooch area
of Florida.
All right, the Gooch of Florida. Get ready.
That area right there is what they're talking about. But he's not wrong. I haven't heard people talking about the
That's
Big
a
Bend
lot
a
of
whole
space
lot.
between the twig and the berries, by the way.
Well, it's a big gooch. People, grow up different.
It's not perfect as a comparison, but, that's around the area where it would be, I think. Let's do one more real quick because D-Dub-D is talking about the hurricane.
Happy today, junkies.
Hey.
Hurricane prep. Now, I'm in Texas. I'm outside of Galveston in a bay off the Gulf of Mexico. So I am definitely worried about hurricanes because I live on a sailboat.
Oh, geez.
Obviously, plenty of vodka, plenty of beer. Got to have at least a carton of cigarettes. Some beefaroni, some canned goods or whatever. That's all good. Generator, lots of fuel. but it doesn't matter. If it happens, it's going to happen. But anyways,
this guy talks like he lives on a sailboat.
Man. I love
He
y'all,
does.
man.
You know, if it happens, it's going to happen. Got my vodka. I'm all ready to go on my sailboat.
I say the carton of cigarettes is a good buy, especially for living on a sailboat, even if you're not a smoker. Because if it gets bad enough, you can start bartering.
That's right. It's just as good as money, right? If not better in some cases. Okay, thank you for the dispatch. We appreciate that. We'll get to more of you in just a moment. One of the greatest things ever happened yesterday. Not a lot of people witnessed this, unfortunately. So I have all the pleasure in the world to be able to share it with you when we come back. Don't miss out on this. It's a fantastic story, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio on X. Wait, is that right? Doesn't sound right. Whatever. Find us at Real Radio on X or, the old Twitter. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center. Powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today will be soaring to the mid-90s. It's hot and humid. A heat advisory in effect with feels-like temperatures up to 112 degrees. So we ask that you get your preps done as soon as you can, but do make sure that you're staying safe in the heat. Likely going to be seeing an increase in rain and thunderstorms, mainly after 2 p.m., all thanks to those outer rain bands of Idalia.
This report is sponsored by InvisibleFence.com. Feel confident in your pet's safety while experiencing the convenience of Invisible Fence brand. It's more than a fence. Their patented technology is paired with professional training and hands-on support, so you have the assurance that they're safe within your yard. Visit InvisibleFence.com today to learn more.
It's one thing to suffer from allergies as an adult, but it's really tough on kids running around with sniffles or stuffy nose during recess or practice. Not to mention, it's hard to concentrate in school when you're not feeling well, and then you feel bad because you forgot to give them their allergy meds before they left. All of that can be a thing of the past thanks to Aspire Allergy and Sinus. They've helped thousands, including children, with their kid-friendly allergy testing and pain-free allergy drops. Schedule your appointment today while the kids are out of school. Go to AspireAllergy.com. That's AspireAllergy.com.
Get ready to save with Spectrum One. You get Spectrum Internet delivering fast and reliable speeds for $49.99 a month. Free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced privacy and security, and a free Spectrum mobile line with unlimited talk, text, and data, plus nationwide 5G. Go to spectrum.com/save more and use the Spectrum One savings calculator to see how much you can save today. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Go with your gut. Go with Dynavite. 70% of your dog's immune system is based in the gut. So, for overall health, good nutrition is vital. But how can you be sure your dog is getting the nutrition they need? A diet lacking proper nutrients can present issues like itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE. Dinovite is the delicious nutritional supplement created to boost your dog's overall health. And the reviews are incredible.
Poor Sam. He was a mess, always itching. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dinovite, I started to see improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent.
Right now, try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at Dinovite.com/radio. That's DINOVITE.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
The Expendables are back.
This is going to be fun.
Get ready for another wild ride.
You almost killed me. You're welcome.
Jason Statham.
Let's fly, baby.
Sylvester Stallone.
Brilliant. Now that's what I'm talking about.
Expendables 4, rated R, September 22nd.
Just call up. Just call up. Just call up. Just call up.
Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando. Sung by non-attorney spokesperson.
Hey, everybody, it's Savannah Guthrie from The Today Show, and we want to help turn your to-do list into your today list. Your morning routine, healthy meals, and workout plans. We've got you covered. Join us every morning on NBC because every day needs today.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, Orlando.
Here comes pumpkin. And here comes you into a Dunkin', living your wildest pumpkin spice dreams, because Dunkin's Pumpkin Spice Signature Latte is here. Rich espresso, flavors of pumpkin spice, and a whipped cream topper hit with caramel drizzle and cinnamon sugar is ready for sipping. Order the Pumpkin Spice Signature Latte today. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
Summer's winding down, and we know you want to enjoy what's left of it. But before you celebrate this Labor Day weekend, plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Celebrate responsibly and remember to drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Do it. Take the first step towards LASIK and score a great deal at LASIK Plus today. Right now, LASIK Plus is offering $1,000 off their Wavelight laser when treated in September. That's $500 off per eye with guaranteed financing. Visit mylasicoffer.com for details.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas this September.
Superstar artists from every genre.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
This hour of Real Radio 104.1, sponsored by FloridaJobsNow.com, coming October 11th.
We do appreciate you if you miss any of the show today. As always, you can go over to thenewsjunkie.com and you can get the podcast, all the links, including the iHeartRadio link, right there waiting for you. Subscribe to the show, and then each day when C-Lane posts it, bam, you'll get it delivered right to your phone, and you won't miss out on anything. We're going to get to one of the biggest letdowns ever in just a moment here, and also some of your dispatches. But for those of you wondering about Hurricane Adalia, the latest update that we were discussing has this thing headed to the, I guess, controversial Big Bend of Florida. Because some people are saying it's been called that forever, and some people are like, nope, this is a brand new thing. Somebody just made it up, and everybody's saying it now.
Those people have been to the Big Bend.
Yeah, probably. I can't see you, by the way, just for the record.
I understand.
Okay. All right. Anyhow, so, yeah, this storm is starting to tack a little bit more north and is moving a little bit away from Central Florida, which is good for the folks there, good for us. And South Florida is looking like it's going to be a little bit more clear as well. But there is going to be somebody that gets hit by this, no matter what. I mean, no matter where this thing spins out to, it seems like there's going to be a pretty powerful storm that hits somebody directly.
Yeah, the biggest thing, too, is like also the surge, the amount of water that is going to be coming up for a lot of these people, especially along the coast.
I wonder how many people... I wonder how many people don't know that. Like, in almost all these hurricane situations, it is the surge. It's the surge that does a lot of the damage, not just the wind and the rain. It's that big, giant storm surge which apparently is going to be worse.
And remember, the last hurricane, we experienced something that I, in my adult life, had never seen before, was the amount of water, the flooding that happened just in our area.
Yeah.
I couldn't get out of my house because I was completely surrounded by lakes that just appeared overnight.
Yeah, it gets bad. And then one time, I don't know if you've ever lived at a place where it's like townhouses just everywhere. Because I lived in this community where everybody lived in a townhouse, and they were in all these cul-de-sacs. Mm-hmm. And the hurricane came through. God only knows what hurricane it was, but it was a pretty bad one, I remember. And it rained. And when we finally got outside, the water in our parking lot was like waist high. It was really, really deep. And we're all like, man, we're screwed. Our cars are stuck. We can't go anywhere. There's nothing we could do. And this like badass cowboy guy who lived next door, he goes, I'll take care of this. And he wanders out in a bathing suit and a cowboy hat. And he goes to like the center of the parking lot and dives into the water.
Okay.
And he's now fully immersed in the hurricane water. And he starts to mess around and he disappears for a while. And we're like, is this guy okay? What's going on with the cowboy guy? And he pops back up out of the water with two big like palm fronds, like the branches on a palm tree.
Drain?
It was blocking the drain of the parking lot. And the moment he did it, it was like you unplugged the stopper on a bathtub.
And it has like that tornado swirl thing going on. I've seen that before. Like someone will go around with a big rake. They have their GoPro or whatever strapped to their head. And they're like, I'm here to save the day. Gets splashed by somebody driving by. And then they clear that drain. I am blown away that there are not, I don't know, people sent by the city to do that.
Yeah, right. I mean, I guess there's so many places that they would have to go. And they just kind of leave it up to the people, get out there and unclog stuff. But it works. I mean, when you do it, it's so crazy how fast all that water drains out of there. And I remember just watching the parking lot. You could watch it like it was like a drink with a straw in it, and somebody was sucking on it. It's just, you could watch it go down. And I said, holy cow, I never would have thought to do what this guy did. Like never would it have crossed my mind to go, oh, here's what I should do. There is a story that is absolutely freaking me out right now that I did want to mention here. And I don't even know what we should do to adjust to this news, but here we are anyway. In Australia, this woman was at the hospital, and she said she had stomach pains, she had a cough, and she got night sweats. She said she was a little forgetful, and she had some depression as well. Now, if you're a doctor...
Well, that's a combo.
And Sabrina, you're not a doctor, but you have watched a lot of doctor-related television.
That's right. I just watch them on TV, but I have in the past, and please back me up, able to diagnose some things based on the amount of Grey's Anatomy I've seen.
You've gotten them right before. Let's see if it helps you out here. So, again, the woman comes in. She's 64 years old.
All right.
And she had, for months, suffered symptoms like stomach pain, a cough, and night sweats, which evolved into forgetfulness and depression. What do you think was wrong with this woman?
Okay. Is there any underlying conditions, something that she had in the past, or this is all new for her?
This is all brand new.
She's
Otherwise,
Australian.
She was healthy. Yep, she is Australian.
Is there any other details that you can tell me without me knowing immediately?
That is all I can give you, and all that the doctors knew at the time.
Cough,
so one more
depression.
time. Stomach pain, cough, night sweats, forgetfulness, and depression. What does that lead you to think that the diagnosis should be?
Cancer. Just a whole bunch of cancer.
Okay.
All right, C-Lane says mega cancer. Cancer everywhere in this lady. What about you, Sabrina?
I'm thinking something that she has eaten recently, a change of diet, or perhaps she has, she went into some sort of body of water.
Mm-hmm.
That put something in her body that is like a ringworm? Is this a worm? Oh, am I so close? Am I so close? Is it amoeba?
They said in a world first, this has never happened before, a 3-inch worm has been found alive in her brain.
I swear to God that I did not look at this story, never heard of it before. I am an effing doctor.
Look at this. If you're watching the stream on YouTube or Twitch, you can see that's the worm they pulled from her brain.
This is the part where I would not be a doctor because I'd be like, ew, 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 ew,
That
right in
is
front of the patient.
so gross. My God. They found this in this woman's head. And can you believe that if a worm gets into your brain, it can do all of that different stuff to you? That's insane.
I'd be worried it was doing worse.
Yeah.
A worm is wriggling around in my brain, alive and probably hungry.
But you don't feel that? Like you don't feel something crawling in your head?
You don't have nerves in your head.
Yeah, she was just feeling the effects, the
so
impacts from having something in her brain like that. Here's the doctor who performed the surgery, I believe, talking about this.
Dissected around the abnormal area that you could see on the scan. I thought, gosh, that feels funny.
She's actually holding that lady's brain.
No, that's it.
She's holding that lady's brain. She'll put it back in a little bit.
No, that's a fake brain. This is a demonstration brain right here.
And then I was able to really feel something separate. I took my tweezers or my tumor holding forceps and I pulled it out and I thought, gosh, what is that?
You never want your doctor to go, gosh, what is that?
Yeah.
I want my doctor to know all the things, right? Like, be ready for everything. But
if I was that person's doctor, I would be dry heaving in her face.
Yeah. Oh, my God. And it's like this weird, does it kind of look like an earthworm, would you say? Like a brown earthwormy looking thing.
It's like throw that thing on a hook and let's do some fishing.
Yeah, right. And this thing was what was in her head.
It's moving, take it out of my hands. And we put it in a path pot, thank goodness. And it's gone away to the scientists to find out what it was. So we immediately called the infectious diseases doctors and asked, what should we do next? It was definitely not what we were expecting.
Wow.
Everyone was shocked. And the worm that we found was happily moving quite vigorously.
So it was like alive and squirming around inside this lady's brain. That's so weird.
It seems like it should have done so much more damage. The brain seems to be so delicate. That's why you have such a thick skull, and that's why things like CTE are so important and so prevalent right now. You would think that a worm just wiggling around freely inside a brain would be doing so much worse to her.
You say so much worse, but imagine this. Like, the worm from her brain is giving her bad stomach pain. It's making her cough. She's sweating at night, and she's, like, forgetting things, and she's depressed from the worm in her brain. Our brains are wild places, man.
Yes, they are. And to think we just use half of it.
It's so amazing to me how our brains work and how little we know about how they work.
I'll bet nothing was even wrong with her stomach. I mean, I think it was just like the worm is making connections in the brain that usually the stomach would send to the brain.
Yeah, I
to
think
tell
so.
you that it hurts. I don't think it hurts.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think she actually had anything wrong with her to cause the coughing or any of the other things. It was just simply this damn thing in her head.
But like the moment something touches my ear, because I imagine that's where it started, right? To get to her brain?
Could have been through her ear. I don't know if it could have been through something that she ate. I don't know if it could have made that journey.
I would just know immediately. Like even if a bee comes by or like a mosquito, I spend the next 2 hours thinking something's in my ear. And this lady allowed 3-4 inches of worm to go through and make it to her brain.
What if she didn't though? What if she didn't allow 3 or 4 inches of worm? What if it was a much smaller worm when it got there?
And
it's just been feeding on brains this whole time to get to the length of 3 to 4 inches.
Loving this description.
Zombie worm. Oh, that is so weird. Yeah, imagine you're sleeping, Sabrina. And as you're laying there,
I don't, man. I'm itchy talking about this.
A little, maybe millimeter or two long worm starts squirming around your nose.
I would know immediately.
Goes up into your head, and I don't know if it can make that. How would it have to traverse? Can you go? You can go from the nose into like the cranial cavity into the brain, right?
Sure, yeah.
That journey.
They used to do the lobotomies through the eye, right?
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know. They don't know where it came from. In fact, they seem to know very little about this worm. This is the lady talking about
outside of the brain. For many months, she'd been really struggling, and it was really courageous of her to come and have further testing after not having answers for so very long. But she did really well for knowing what was actually causing all her trouble, and then having now treatment for what was causing her trouble.
My God. And if I was the lady, mind you, and they go, we got a worm in here. And the doctor's going, I don't know, what's this? I would go, can you keep looking around for a little while? Make sure there's not 3-4 of those things in there. Just kind of poke around, make sure that we don't have like a team of these or it didn't replicate in my brain or something. Oh, man, that is so freaky to me. That's the kind of thing that will make me absolutely freak out. Let's work in a dispatcher, too. We'll get to that huge letdown momentarily, but I want to see what else we can get in here. How about everybody seems calm about the hurricane thing. Even Big T out there. He says, stay calm.
Good after morning news junkies. So, Sean, a little excited, antsy, or something about starting the show today? Because you set the notification on Discord like 3 times, dude. Good Lord, I looked down. I'm like, why is my phone blowing up? But, yeah, so, Sean, chill out. Everything's going to be fine.
Oh.
Nothing's going wrong in the world. You'll be okay.
That's it. I'm
no
freaking
hurricane. Your job's not falling apart. Nothing like that. So, with that, Big T out. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop, peace.
That's not me freaking
Nothing
out.
bothers somebody more than when you tell them to calm down when they're already calm.
I'm going to rage. No, that was because the stream had an issue. We had to relaunch the stream, and that's what did it.
So shut up.
Yeah, it's all fixed now, and we should be good to go. All right, when we come back, we will get down to the bottom of this major disappointment that I just have to share with everybody. What went down? You're going to learn. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Storm coverage on Real Radio is brought to you by Air Quality Assessors of Florida. Get your home inspected immediately after the storm. Indoor moisture mapping, engineering, roof inspection, and water and mold testing. They bill directly to your insurance with no money out of your pocket. Air Quality Assessors. 1-844-CALL-AQA.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. They specialize in one-of-a-kind custom-designed jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Traveling on I-4, watch out for an accident off to the right shoulder, westbound after Fairbanks Avenue. Authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 429 heading southbound at Plant Street. The left lane is blocked. Watch out for delays due to an accident on Colonial Drive heading westbound at State Road 429. The right lane is blocked. Traveling on Florida Turnpike, you can expect your regular pockets of congestion. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Raid.
The new Raid Essentials Light Trap uses light to attract, then trap flying insects like fruit flies and mosquitoes, turning your home into restricted airspace. For insecticide-free protection that's people and pet-friendly, get new Raid Essentials Light Trap.
Get ready to win your way into our iHeartRadio Music Festival in Las Vegas. This is your chance to see Foo Fighters, Sheryl Crow, Lenny Kravitz, Public Enemy, and so much more. Listen for the keywords at 9 a.m., 1 and 5 p.m. each weekday for your chance to... The Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Get a free on-site quote in 10 minutes on a new AC system and buy with confidence with Strata Air Conditioning's $500 best price guarantee on any Carrier system. Hi, I'm Joe Strata, owner of Strata Air Conditioning and Heating. For over 30 years, I've been working hard to keep Florida homes cool and comfortable while providing 5-star customer service. If your current AC company isn't meeting your expectations, you ought to call Strata. Turn to the experts at Strata who are committed to every customer's complete satisfaction. At Strata Air Conditioning, we understand your time is valuable, and that's why we offer quotes on a new system in 10 minutes, convenient 24/7 online scheduling for maintenance and repair with prices you can afford. You ought to call Strata, 833-757-3400, or visit us online at strataac.com. That's strataac.com. Strata Air Conditioning is a proud Carrier air conditioning authorized dealer.
CAC 043953.
Car market slipped quite a bit. I think it's leveling off now. My name's John Clay Wolf, owner of GiveMeTheVin.com, and I'd like to buy your car. Look at our reviews. Better Business Bureau, 4 stars. You can trust us. You can trust our money. Go to Give Me the VIN. We'll buy your car. We pay fast. Checks on Bank of America. You can drop it off at one of our locations, or we'll come pick it up. Bada bing, bada boom. GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Orlando City is on the road this week as the Lions travel to take on Charlotte FC this Wednesday, August 30th at 7:30 p.m. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. Or join your fellow City fans at the Hammered Lamb for the official City Pub Watch Party presented by Heineken Silver. Don't forget to tune in an hour before the match at 6:30 to catch Kickoff Minus 60, airing exclusively on the Lion Nation app.
Ow. Okay, it's all right. Let's just start over. And one, and oh.
Ballroom dancing is a lot like saving for retirement.
Okay, class. Switch up partners.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's way easier with someone who knows the right moves. With Fairwinds Credit Union as your dance partner, you can glide into financial freedom by saving more and planning for your future. Visit fairwinds.org/together and become a member today. Fairwinds. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
Go with your gut. Go with Dynamite. 70% of your dog's immune system is based in the gut. So for overall health, good nutrition is vital. But how can you be sure your dog is getting the nutrition they need? A diet lacking proper nutrients can present issues like itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE. Dinovite is the delicious nutritional supplement created to boost your dog's overall health. And the reviews are incredible.
Poor Sam. He was a mess, always itching. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dinovite, I started to see improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent.
Right now, try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio. That's DINOVITE.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
When you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. But you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Pollo Tropical has a real Cuban sandwich. Down to the cut. More roast pork. Esto es lechón. And it will always be lechón. Ham, cheese, pickles. Because without pickles, it's not a real Cuban. Mantequilla is a gift from God. And it's pressed until the cheese melts. A classic. And the drive-thru, it's like una ventanita. The Cuban sandwich from Pollo Tropical. It doesn't get more Cuban than this.
No payments for 90 days with approved credit? Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
On a Share the Show Tuesday. That's when you tell people about the News Junkie Radio Show. Send a link over to them, give them the podcast, do all of that good stuff to tell people about the show on a Share the Show Tuesday. We're also going to get to your dispatches in just a moment or two. But first, we have to get into this. This is maybe the biggest letdown of 2023, friends, okay? I know I hate to do this to
right
you.
Now?
I'm so sorry. I apologize in advance. But it's a letdown nonetheless.
Are we
and
all
it has
going
to
to be
shared.
let down?
The world was let down. Everybody was let down.
I'm not emotionally ready for this, Sean.
You guys know what West Point is, right? The military academy?
West Point.
All right, West Point Military Academy.
I have no idea.
Wait until you see the moment when this went down. But they found this this box, right? Like a time capsule. And they thought that it had been there for about 200 years at West Point. For 200 years, since 1828. Who knows what's in this thing? Is it full of gold, treasures? Are there
Typhoid
maps?
fever, probably.
Is there some virus? Who knows what we're going to unleash on the world? And so they said, let's do this up big. And you could see here in front of me, they had this whole giant ceremony where they live streamed it and they had all the media gathered.
Okay, I'm getting a bit of a flashback here. Did we not have this a few years ago where they had like the news crews and made national news? They found this time capsule. Was it in Central Florida?
I think you're talking about one of the Confederate statues that they took down
And it had
by
like
Lake Eola.
Nothing in it.
It had garbage in it. It's
Yeah,
just
okay,
totally
got
useless.
it.
So here they are as they go to open this 200-year-old time capsule.
Washington's view that West Point was the key to America, and losing it would lead to the demise of the Continental Army.
They're
and the
slowly
end of
edging
the
it open.
American Revolution.
And one of the things that they did beforehand was they went to all these experts and they go, what do you think's inside? And the experts were like, it could be doubloons. It could be, it could be so many different amazing things.
Kosciuszko left West Point to join the Continental Army in the South just days before traitor Benedict Arnold took command of the West Point garrison.
All right.
With the intent to turn it over.
Okay, now we're opening it up here. We've got this thing open, and they're looking down inside, and you could kind of see pretty quickly the face of the guy who's looking in the time capsule. He's like, oh, my God. We got all these cameras here. We got all these people watching, and they get the camera. They're peering over.
What do we see?
Oh. What
do we see? What's in there?
Nothing quite yet.
Okay.
And
one side over there.
There's like some crumbs in the bottom. There's like some crumbs in there. And they keep trying to make the most of it. Like they pull out the little clumps of dirt that is in the bottom of this thing. Nada. It's empty.
That's what you don't want to hear.
The guy says, it's empty. And you look around, you go, we have a whole panel of people here.
You could hear the crowd completely silent and then completely disappointed at the same time.
Yeah, just a giant groan as they realize this 200-year-old time capsule doesn't have a damn thing in it.
Lesson be learned. Do a quick x-ray before you bring out the media.
Yeah, because
and then
you could end
throw
up
something in there to make it exciting.
Right. If they put something in there, this would have been awesome. People would have gone nuts for it, but it's just empty. They're like, oh, boy.
Awkward.
What do we do? What do we do now? We've got all these cameras here. There's people everywhere.
So what was the point of burying this thing?
I don't know. But look, that's all that's in there.
It probably just let out a demon spirit to the whole world.
There's just a little clump of rocks at the bottom. And then they take that out like, I don't know, maybe these are magic rocks. Maybe something fun will happen with these rocks. Not so lucky there.
Lame.
And look at all the people, all the cameras. And he dives in. Here he goes. He's got his gloves on to be. Oh. This guy's thinking, how can I save this?
You want to take a look, Mike?
Yeah, Mike, take a look. Come over here, Mike. Mike, there's nothing in there, buddy.
I don't.
Okay.
It looks like it might have been something.
Yeah, they're trying to make something on.
The expert comes through and he looks and he goes, looks like something might have been in there. Thank you so much. How much did you get paid for that?
At some point in time, maybe something was in there, he says. They're just trying.
Something that came apart, or if it's just mud that settled on the bottom. Dust.
And that curved shape tells me that it might have used to have been something.
It used to have been something.
Paul and his panel of experts are discussing the best way to find what may be in the box.
Okay, let's just drop the information on everybody. There's nothing in the box.
Looks
I'm
like
sorry.
Something might have been in there.
Is this lady not paying attention at all? Like, they're going to explain what might be in the box. There's nothing in the box. There's nothing. Might be a lot of air.
Yeah, I think Sabrina's right. Everybody was trying to save it. They were going like, maybe there could be something in here.
I think this container would have been really a great container for something. That's for sure.
Why else would they bury it in 1828 at West Point Academy? That's what they did. They called it a unique discovery, but basically they just ended up with a box. We're going to get to your dispatches in just a moment and see what's going on inside your heads. You got thoughts, you got opinions, you got things to share. We want to hear those things. And let's see what we got here. Some folks who are going to join the show with us. And somebody was talking about that worm story, which is, I think, equally creeping all of us out right now. Where this lady, she said she had stomach issues. She had pain in her stomach. She was coughing. She was having night sweats.
And then what happened? I nailed the diagnosis.
And it looks like Sabrina's knowledge from watching hospital TV shows. What's the big one you watch again? I forget the name.
Don't tell him. You should know.
No. Oh,
come on, man. 10 years we've been doing this.
It's on for so
words.
Long. Yeah, it is. It's not General Hospital.
It's not, but it starts with a G.
It starts with a G?
Scrubs.
No, it's not
very
Scrubs.
close. Very close.
It's not that.
Oh, come on, man. Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy, that's right. Damn it, man. All right, I'll try to remember that. Here's Drummer Dad with some information about the 3-inch worm they found in that lady's brain.
Hey, guys, I saw the story about the woman with the worm in her head. Apparently, these worms are typically found as parasites in snakes because they live in the grasses where the snakes go around. But this woman was using the grass for cooking as a spice or something, and they feel like she might have eaten it through that method. That is all. Wiggle, wiggle.
Weird.
Worm.
Okay, so she was cooking with some grass, and the worm is known to be in snakes that are in this grass. So one hops off a snake, she gets it in her meal, maybe she doesn't cook it enough, and then bam. Oof, that's bad. Here's Meat Pop talking about worms.
Hello, news junkies.
Hey.
So last year, my daughter visited Florida. We live in Greenville, South Carolina, and she was at Blue Springs, somewhere at Blue Springs up in northern Florida, whatever. She comes back here. She was only there for a week, comes back here and gets this rash on her foot, and it just keeps getting worse. Then her foot swells up the size of a softball. It's huge. They can't figure it out. She's going back and forth from the doctors.
Jeez.
Long story short, they ended up finding out that she had gotten some worm on her foot from walking through the woods or whatever in Florida. We don't have it here, so it took them like months to figure out what it was here. And by that time, her foot was all scarred up, and it looked pretty gnarly. But she got rid of it, and it's all back to normal. But it took them a while just because they had no idea up here because we don't have it up here. But yeah,
you sound like city folk to me.
Yeah, don't show off.
I had all the worms when I was growing up. Are you kidding me? You know how many times
Sean,
I had
you had
worms? Yeah, you guys never had a ringworm or anything like that?
No, that's
not
very
a dog.
acreage of you.
Yeah, in the acreage after it would rain, there would be puddles and the streets would be like flooded. You go out and play in the puddles.
And then you had worms.
Yeah, I mean the worms were in there, I guess, and then you get ringworm in your feet, and like you could see it there right through the skin. I probably got worms 2-3 times. I think
You probably still have a worm in your body, like 12 feet.
there might be one in there. I don't know. Can you get a scan to see if there are any worms in your body? Because after these segments, it's really making me want to do that.
Yeah, but you won't do it. You'll just talk
worm
about
scan?
it. You'll just talk about it on the radio, and then go maybe 4 years from now.
No, I would totally get a worm scan. If it was under $500 for a worm scan, I'd do that in a second. I'd be fine with it. But yeah, we got 2-3 times, not a year, but 2-3 times during my childhood, I got ringworm. Or I think I got another worm one time too.
You so nasty.
It's not nasty. It's just
it is
acreage
nasty,
life.
man.
I lived on dirt roads, you know?
Sure, put some shoes and socks on, bathe.
Well, that's how we were out there. We were all like little, what's his name? Mowgli from the Jungle Book. We were like those guys. Mowgli? Mowgli? We were little Mowglis out there. And all
Mowgli
my friends.
Watson, there we go.
Everybody out there, after the storms, we would go and run through the streets and stuff. And those worms were everywhere. And then we used to eat tadpoles.
You used to eat
That's gross, dude.
tadpoles?
You would
Sean,
get the tadpoles.
please stop talking. Please stop talking. You're sharing way too much information.
It was normal.
I understand collecting tadpoles, putting them in a cup. When I was little, I held the toad.
Yeah.
But to consume them?
No, we did it
Buddy.
like, when you got cheese balls and you try to toss them in other people's mouths? We would screw around like that. It was totally normal back then. A lot of people did that.
Right.
Where I was, which
And where
may or may
are
not
all your
have.
friends now?
I don't know. I think that I hope they're fine. I left the acreage behind, and maybe all the worm kids have had bad results from eating the stuff that we ate.
I'm a little shooketh right now by everything you just said.
We also ate fish one time out of the canal by my parents' house that specifically had a sign up that said, "Do not eat fish out of this canal. There's an experiment going on."
How'd you prepare this fish? Did you just raw dog it?
My friend skinned it or whatever, and then we put it on his grill
And then
on his
put it in
back
his
patio.
butt.
No, and then we ate the thing, and it was fine. It didn't taste bad at all. But some of these things may have an impact on me down the road. I don't know.
For sure.
Chad is losing it on me. We weren't eating the tadpoles necessarily.
You just said that. You just said it. Grab the
I didn't
clip.
chew
feeling.
them. You would swallow the tadpoles sometimes.
Even better.
You
So it
would
could
try
swim.
to throw them in each other's mouths so that you could win the game.
I'm sorry, buddy. I'm like really having a hard time with what you're saying right now.
You guys are city kids. That's why. You don't know.
No, I grew up in unincorporated Dade. I'm very familiar with the happenings of an area after some sort of rain, but I didn't look at a tadpole and said, let me throw that in my friend's mouth. Let me see if my friend can throw it in my mouth.
There wasn't
What's
a lot
wrong
to
with
do.
you?
We didn't have the internet
Drugs,
as much back
man.
then. Well, we were like 7 years old. We were little kids.
No, the drugs came soon enough.
Yeah, they did. And not too long afterwards.
I can't. I wish I could be a fly on the wall when we go to commercial break and you have to face Courtney.
Oh, she
when
knows
she
all
hears
this kind of
that
stuff.
you ate tadpoles.
She doesn't know the tadpole story. And everybody had worms in my neighborhood. It wasn't weird to have worms around there.
In your body, I'm talking about.
FO Fish on YouTube says, today in Tadpole Talk Radio.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just telling you what would happen. That was the way things went in the neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
We had a lot of weird things around us. Pizza Peisenberg says he's got some hot worm info.
Yoski Chodes.
Hey.
As seen at Australian Customs. G'day, mate. You visited our lovely country down under, and now you're on your way home to your own country.
Mm-hmm.
Anything to declare?
I got worms.
More than you know. G'day.
I don't personally
Some
have
production
worms.
to that one. I like it.
Just for the record, I want to put that out there. I don't have worms, and I don't have gills, Brisby, over on YouTube. I just live life on a dirt road with a lot of boredom facing us young kids who are hanging out. When we come back, a big change coming to the barbershop near you. And honestly, I think this is a fantastic idea. I really, really think this is a fantastic idea, and I think it will save lives, actually, if barbers start to do this for everybody who comes through the door. What is it? It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Watch out for heavy delays due to an accident on State Road 429 heading northbound at Colonial Drive. 2 right lanes are blocked. The left lane is blocked due to an accident on State Road 429 heading southbound at Plant Street. The right lane is blocked due to an accident on Colonial Drive heading westbound at State Road 429. Traveling on I-4, you can expect delays eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by KFC.
Attention, Orlando! Do you crave juicy, tender, packed with flavor fried chicken? If so, grab KFC's 3-piece tenders and biscuit for just $5. Get your craving on at a KFC near you. That's finger-licking good. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Mortgage brokers are better. Why, you ask? Well, they do all of their loans through national wholesale lenders. It's still going to be your standard FHA, VA, or conventional loan, but mortgage brokers have access to dozens of wholesale banks that are competing for your business. And wholesale banks only loan through mortgage brokers like that mortgage guy, Don. And that mortgage guy, Don, is the best because he made the process of getting a quote or comparing the quote you already have super easy. You get a better deal on any home loan when you work with a broker, but you see, you also get the satisfaction of simplicity and honesty when you work with that mortgage guy, Don. You want to see a difference? Go to the website right now, thatmortgageguyDon.com. Apply now and get a quote or get a free analysis of your existing quote. If you have any questions, you have direct access to Don himself right there on the website. Plain and simple. No spam, no hassle, just peace of mind.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Win your way to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival and $1,000.
That is great. You'll be there.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
September 22nd and 23rd.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Capital One is a proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Festival for the 7th year in a row, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
It's a thrilling weekend of special guests from TV and movies, cosplay, comics, vendors, live shows, and more at Fanboy Expo. Visit fanboyexpo.com/Orlando to learn more. That's fanboyexpo.com/Orlando.
Paid for by government.com. Have you heard? Morgan's silver dollars are back for 2023. For the 100th anniversary, the U.S. Mint released the first legal tender Morgans in 100 years. They sold out instantly. Now, Morgan's silver dollars are back in 2023, minted in 99.9% pure silver, but only 275,000 coins were minted, and they will go fast. The entire market and experts agree this is a big deal and an amazing opportunity for both coin and silver buyers. Just call 1-800-473-0864 and you are guaranteed a 2023 brand new uncirculated 99.9% pure silver Morgan dollar. But with limited quantities, you must call now. To learn more, call 1-800-473-0864. Plus, you'll receive a free bonus Patriots pack, new and improved, a $25 value free with every order. Call 1-800-473-0864 now to secure your new 2023 Morgan silver dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-473-0864.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals and will share information with them to evaluate and process your claims. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
I'm Ty Burrell, actor and small business owner. You can trust Innovation Refunds with your small business's ERC claim because of their SOC 2 Type 1 security compliance. Without this, how can you be sure a company can protect your information? It's not like here on the radio, where all you need to be secure is a censor button. My password to my bank account is Ty's cool password 1. Uh-oh. Luckily, Innovation Refunds is more reliable. Go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS to get started.
Right now, getting a home insured in Florida feels like... Thankfully, there's Open House, a tech-enabled home insurance provider that is saving Floridians hundreds, just in time for hurricane season. Get an online quote in seconds and join your neighbors who dropped for Open House. Start saving today at openhouseinsurance.com. See openhouseinsurance.com for details. This advertisement does not constitute a binding offer or guarantee of coverage.
Wells Fargo gives you access to direct deposit funds up to 2 days early.
Plus, if you look at the X and Y axes...
What if everything came 2 days early? Like the weekend.
Well, that was a pleasant surprise.
You can't get everything early, but when it comes to direct deposits, you can with Wells Fargo.
Visit wellsfargo.com/get-early to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. Not all direct deposits are eligible. Early availability is not guaranteed and may vary between deposits from the same payer. Wells Fargo Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. When a restaurant closes, my reaction is, that sucks. They had good steak. When regional banks close or 3 of them close overnight, it freaks me out. This is why I have my own personal gold reserve. It's part of my personal protection plan. Call my friends at Oxford Gold Group. Call 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
See that sign? Employees only. That means keep out, buddy. It's just for us Buy Well employees. This is where we talk freely about all the stuff happening in the world.
You can keep Meghan Markle for all I care. As long as I get to take Harry to a weekend in Vegas, I'm happy.
It's Employees Only, courtesy of Ron Howard, the new podcast from Imagine Audio, Pretty Fast, and iHeartMedia. It's Employees Only. Listen on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
As America's largest injury law firm, size is our strength. Morgan & Morgan.
Honestly. And I think this kind of stuff is something that we should talk about more. And this is a big change that's going to be coming to barbershops. They're starting this in the UK, but they said that they could see this happening across the U.S. And have you ever been in a barbershop in your entire life, Sabrina? I'm sure C-Lane has, but have you?
I've probably walked into one, but I can't say I've ever gotten my hair cut at a barbershop.
C-Lane, you've been to a barbershop before, right?
Are we talking like a male barbershop?
Yeah, just, the barbershop style thing where they got the spinny pole outside and, now they have the cool version of that, like the Floyd's type places. I guess the problem with you is you've got the same person that's been cutting your hair for almost your whole life. So you might not have been there.
There's been about 2 people.
And your whole life. Yeah, so I used to go to barbershops all the time. And when you go to the barbershop, it's a little bit more relaxed. It's a little bit chill. The atmosphere is a bit different. They have taken to doing all sorts of stuff.
I'll say that the place that I went to growing up didn't call itself a barbershop. It called itself a salon.
Mm-hmm.
I think more women went there than men.
Salon's totally different, yeah. The barbershop is more now the newfangled barbershop, they give you a haircut. They do that lather on your neck.
Uh-huh.
And some of them do the massage, which I don't like that. I find it to be weird.
Have you seen the guy online who just slaps them and then he starts almost, I'm trying to find another word that is appropriate for radio, but he's using his fingers to kind of drill the person's ear, his customer's ear, to clean it out. Yeah, and there was
oh,
yeah,
gross.
And
My
then
God.
was smacking the guy around, and apparently that was great for his face.
That does not seem sanitary.
I've seen them do this with fire too, where they'll use fire to cut their
I've seen that before.
sideburns and stuff.
I have had the fire before. I've had that
have
done
you
to
really?
me. Yeah.
Was
Wow.
it worth it?
I think it was more of a parlor trick, but I think he said they give you the face shave, and then the fire is supposed to just ever so slightly singe the hairs so that they're not sandpaper.
I don't know about the science in this whole thing, but it is a cool look when they do it. But now they're working on doing something with the National Health Service in England, and they're wanting all of the barbers, before they give anybody a haircut, to take the blood pressure of the people who are going in there to get a haircut. And you don't like this. I think this is genius.
Why?
I think it's because there are so many people, C-Lane.
Oh, this is about awareness?
Yeah, well, there are so many people who have hypertension, who have high blood pressure, who have no idea.
All right.
No idea.
If that's the case, maybe. It still seems a little weird. I don't know that a lot of people are going to go for it. But I thought this was going to be we want to make sure your blood pressure is at a safe level for us to do your hair.
No,
you see what I'm saying?
It's not that.
You laugh at that, but right now we're going through certain things where my wife wants to go to the dentist for a cleaning, and they're like, well, since you're pregnant, we're going to need a permission slip from your OBGYN just to clean your teeth. And so she goes to the OBGYN and asks for this permission slip, and the guy's like, what the F are you talking about? I mean, these people, the dentist in this case is so incredibly in cover your ass mode.
Do you think it's an insurance thing?
It could be a liability thing. It could be he, talked to some dumb lawyers at some point, and then now that's his policy. We all know about that. And so
I'm familiar.
And so she had to, and she even felt dumb asking for it. She was like, "Why would I ask for a permission slip to get plaque scraped off my teeth?"
Right. I wouldn't even think of that. If there was some kind of elective surgery that you wanted to do, I could see why you might not do that.
They've already told her that she needs to get her wisdom teeth out. I think they would tell me the same thing. I just haven't been to the dentist in forever. But they're not going to schedule that while she's pregnant. But a simple cleaning it's a little ludicrous.
Yeah, so what they want to happen is they want all of these barbers all across the country. When somebody comes in, they have the things. You can buy them on Amazon. They're super cheap. You just put a little cuff around you. It takes 5 seconds. It tells you what your blood pressure is. And then, and they say that a lot of men, because men are twice as likely to have a heart attack than a woman is. And a lot of men just never even check this stuff. They don't check what their blood pressure is. They pay no attention to it unless you go into the doctor once and the doctor sees you have high blood pressure. Then you're on the high blood pressure train, right? So now you're checking it a lot. You're taking the medication to keep it down.
I was about to do that. That's way.
You're, C-Lane and I are cruising along on this train. You know, you got to make sure you're watching these things. But if you haven't gone to the doctor and you don't know, there's so many people who have this problem. And it leads to huge issues like diabetes. That's a major one.
Diabetes.
And this could be fixed so fast. This is especially a problem for a lot of different reasons for Black Americans. And you don't check your blood pressure. Things get worse and worse and worse. And then it's too late and you've got diabetes now. And people start dying because of this whole thing. High blood pressure is one of the biggest risk factors for a heart attack or a stroke, right? And also smoking and a poor diet. So when people have all of those things, you got the whole swirly of those things combined, you got a problem. And when you look back to the days of old, this is not abnormal because a barbershop used to be a place where you could get this stuff done. Now, the barbershop pole is what? Red, white, and blue on the spinny thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought it was just red and white.
Yeah, right. It's like a candy cane.
But the red stood for like bloodletting and other things that they would do at the barbershop. You never heard this before?
No.
Look up, C-Lane, what the barbershop pole stands for, and it'll tell you, because I forgot. It's been a while since I remember this, or since I read about this. And they used to do all this stuff at these barbershops. You would go there for more than just a haircut. And they did like medical things. They would help you out with all sorts of stuff.
The bloody bandages associated with bloodletting inspired the red and white stripes. Yeah. There are some with blue stripes.
What's the blue?
It doesn't say right here. I'm just on the preview. Just enough from Google to sound smart. The barber pole itself symbolizes an instrument people gripped onto during the procedure to encourage blood flow.
Oh my God! All right. So you would hold onto this, or you would bite onto it? I don't know which one you would do, but you would do one of the two. I could
understand if we would bring something back. It would be nice if I was getting my wisdom teeth out, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm already under.
Right.
So why not do something else? Like maybe I was interested in getting a tattoo. We have the tattoo guy there. He's taking care of that, and we're all done in one session, kind of like a BOGO deal.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Exactly.
I get it. I think that makes total sense. We got to have this stuff working together better. But what we need to do is get to the people that they're not in the healthcare system. They're basically waiting around until something bad happens to them. We have millions and millions, probably tens of millions of Americans who are in that category. And you know what? It costs us a lot of money too, right? It costs us a lot of money because these people, if they don't have insurance, end up going to the hospital when things are in the emergency state, not when things are like, oh, look, we're noticing some problems here. We have to get ahead of this. I think that this kind of stuff is super important, and we don't talk about it enough. We don't talk about healthcare. I have been so bad almost my entire life, still am not good enough at it, at really hammering down on making sure that I'm taking care of myself, and that I'm, more importantly, looking to see if there's anything wrong with me. And some of that is because I'm a hypochondriac, right?
Right.
I'm a hypochondriac on some of these issues. But some of that is also because it's like when you get a little bit older, and I'm 42 now. Oh, God. When you get a little older, you go, well, I'm not 20 anymore, and my body hurts more when I do certain things. And so I want to make sure I'm on top of this. I think it's great. I think it's a fantastic thing. For a while there, the only time I would take my blood pressure was if we went to we'd go to the bar, have some drinks, and then
let's get back home and do my blood pressure.
Well, you'd go we got to pick up some prescription medicine, and you
did that with a buzz.
Yeah,
Sean's here. Get ready.
And we'd go over to the machine. I'd be like, oh, let me see what my blood pressure is, and it's sky high, right? Because you got a couple of drinks in you, or 1 or 2 drinks in you. And you're at the damn CVS. You're not learning anything. You're not doing anything. If they did this at the barbershop, that's great. If they sent every American, if they found the cheapest way ever to make a device that could tell you what your blood pressure is in a very easy way and sent them out to anybody who wanted one, that would save us so much money. And they go, if you get a high reading, reach out to somebody. Make sure you're on top of this stuff. It is a big, big deal. Sam on YouTube says, preventative health care would fix a lot of things if only we the people could afford it, instead of becoming an emergency and it becoming a big deal. We can't afford it. That's the problem. Look how much money we're willing to send to places like Ukraine. Look how much money we're willing to spend on our military. Look how much money we're willing to spend on all these other wasteful things. And I'm not saying the first two were wasteful, but these wasteful, indeed, things that the government spends money on. We could easily do this stuff. And then you end up with this newfangled care, which is so awesome, where you have a team. You have somebody who helps you out with physical issues of your body, a general practitioner, a regular doctor. And you have somebody who helps you out with your mental health. And you have somebody who's like a specialist if you have other issues that are facing you. And all of those things combined, or maybe a nutritionist, keep you in better shape and you live a longer, healthier, happier life. I think that's a good thing, and I think they should be doing more of that.
So apparently we're a little off on thinking it's crazy to do this dental permission slip, because a bunch of people are chiming in on the texting service saying dental bacteria can be harmful because it's where they're scraping off the plaque, it's got the bacteria in it.
Ew.
Yeah. So you don't want that going into your body?
You don't want it going into your bloodstream. And there's people that have heart conditions, certain heart conditions. If you have one, you have to go on antibiotics for 3 days before a dental cleaning. I've never heard of that before.
So weird.
Yeah, I did not know that was a thing, but I guess it does kind of make sense when you put it that way.
Even more reason to skip the dentist. Bye.
Yeah, right. All I need is an excuse, even after all that. Okay, when we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Elton John is recovering after a fall, reportedly because Tony Danza wasn't holding him close enough. Ed Sheeran picked up a shift at Starbucks and ended up getting served a grande cringeachino. Plus, musician There I Ruined It may have created his greatest ruin yet. Beach Boys, 9 Inch Nails, and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today will be soaring to the mid-90s. It's hot and humid. A heat advisory in effect with feels-like temperatures up to 112 degrees. So we ask that you get your preps done as soon as you can, but do make sure that you're staying safe in the heat. Likely going to be seeing an increase in rain and thunderstorms, mainly after 2 p.m., all thanks to those outer rain bands of Idalia.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. It's Sizzly time at Wawa. And you know what that means? All your favorite Sizzlies are just 2 for $5. Like their new Pancake Sizzly. Great mornings start at Wawa.
Can we talk about your allergies? I know, there's nothing you can do for them, right? Well, thanks to Aspire Allergy and Sinus, there is. More than 8 out of 10 Aspire patients find relief that lasts for years. Even people like you who thought there was no cure for their allergies. Look, inflation is still a thing, and those over-the-counter allergy meds aren't getting any cheaper. Aspire Allergy and Sinus has solutions that last, so you can save in the long run. Go to AspireAllergy.com to book your appointment today. AspireAllergy.com.
Morning commutes are a real drag. But starting off your day at Racetrack with a fluffy egg and sausage stacked, melty cheese smacked, buttery biscuit backed, jalapeno packed, pepper jacked, kick in the mouth. Yeah, that tracks. Try the new pepper jacked jalapeno biscuit. Limited time only while supplies last. See store for details. Make tracks to Racetrack for whatever gets you going.
After an accident, it's important to hire an attorney right away. Evidence can disappear quickly. Sure, you could wait to hire an attorney later and see how things turn out, but delays never make a case better. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. JustCallMo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
This summer was awesome, but brutal on your lawn. Now it's fall and your lawn needs a quick boost. That's where Scott's Turf Builder comes in. Scott's Turf Builder makes it easy to give your lawn the nutrients it needs to help repair the damage that summer fun caused and strengthen your roots till spring. Guaranteed. Feed and repair your lawn now and enjoy yourself long into the fall. Get Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard at local retailers.
Go with your gut. Go with Dynamite. 70% of your dog's immune system is based in the gut. So, for overall health, good nutrition is vital. But how can you be sure your dog is getting the nutrition they need? A diet lacking proper nutrients can present issues like itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE. Dinovite is the delicious nutritional supplement created to boost your dog's overall health. And the reviews are incredible.
Poor Sam. He was a mess, always itching. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dinovite, I started to see improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent.
Right now, try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio. That's DINOVITE.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
At Checkers, I'm in the driver's seat. So when there's a tough call, I gotta make it. Like this $3.49 deal. Do I want a checker burger and small fries? Or do I want a spicy chicken sandwich and small fries? Or do I want a crispy fish sandwich and small fries? Whatever I want for just $3.49. Oh, man. Sounds like everyone behind me's in the driver's seat, too. Now half off regular-sized classic slushies.
Summer days getting shorter and business to-do lists getting longer? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Sponsor your first job and get hiring today by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
When it's the hottest day of the summer. But it's the hottest day of the summer. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Expendables are back.
This is gonna be fun.
Get ready for another wild ride.
You almost killed me.
You're welcome. Jason Statham.
Let's fly, baby!
Sylvester Stallone.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Expendables 4, rated R, September 22nd.
Attention homeowners. Get Choice Home Warranty's award-winning service for 25 major systems and appliances before a breakdown. Get a free quote right now. Just dial pound 250 and say home warranty. Limitations apply. Visit choicehomewarranty.com for details. Call now, pound 250, keyword home warranty.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas this September.
Superstar artists from every genre.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram because why wouldn't we be? You know what? Don't answer that. At Real Radio 1041, powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
episode in just a moment. All things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. And we appreciate you hanging out with us today. If you miss any of the show, get the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com. Make an account while you're there and join in on the action. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Drums, man.
Drums, man.
The drums, man. Yeah, no, the drums. I recognize them right away, man.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don, thatmortgageguyDon.com, and of course, the Home Loans Radio Show, refinancing, buying your first dream home, debt consolidation, and everything in between. Get the process started today with an expert and a friend that you can trust.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with That Mortgage Guy Don.
Yeah. 14 years ago, 2009, Mexico City, also known as Mexico City, set a Guinness World Record for the largest dance to this song. Thriller is right, with a grand total of 13,597 people dancing like zombies. Are they all dancing the same?
The Thriller dance, is it just the zombie? I know that part.
Yeah, that's all I know, but I know there's a lot more to it. I can't imagine that they were all in sync.
No, they couldn't have been. That's
almost
so many people.
16,000 people. No, you know what? I messed that up. My eyes are no longer working. It was 13,000 people.
Okay.
But still, a lot.
I'm not impressed anymore.
Less impressive.
Now. Yeah,
sorry.
I don't like it now.
I thought I had my font up, and now I got to bump it up another one. Also being bumped up is Adam Sandler in his new teen comedy movie, You Are So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah, has now hit number 1.
Yeah, this was surprising.
All-time highest rated on Rotten Tomatoes. As of last night, 96% certified fresh. Have you seen it yet? I have not.
I watched it.
And
was it good?
It was good. It was funny. It was
like more for kids.
It's maybe a little bit. It stars, obviously him, but he's sort of plays side fiddle to his two daughters. His daughter's kind of the main character.
His actual daughter?
Yes. Yeah. The two Sandler daughters.
Must be nice.
You can tell that that they're Sandlers, and his wife is in it as well. And it's like. It almost felt like they were trying too hard to like shoehorn a lot of Jewish culture in it all at once.
Yeah, well, it's going to maybe the reason why it's done so well. It's 96% certified fresh.
That's
it has
good.
Surpassed Hustle that had 93%, The Merowitz Stories at 92%, and Uncut Gems at 91%. So just like Celine was saying, Adam only had a minor role in the movie. But his real-life daughters, Sunny and Sadie, were the main roles, and I guess certified Nepo babies at this point. But congratulations. I'll give it a watch at some point until, of course, we have the big game coming up. You know what I'm talking about? Thank God.
I'm ready for it.
The Super Bowl?
Yeah, everyone, they're talking about the Super Bowl already, despite the season not even starting yet. I think it's this
very
weekend.
close.
Next weekend, September 10th or something.
We're right there.
I know I have my draft coming up soon for fantasy football.
Yeah.
Celine, are you going to be participating this year in fantasy?
You know what? I haven't really landed on a fantasy football league this year.
Oh, I'll talk to my people if you want.
Nobody invited me to one.
You wouldn't know how to do it, Worm Boy.
That's why they should invite Sean.
Don't call me Worm Boy.
Worm Boy.
Don't call me Worm Boy.
Well, the 2024 Super Bowl, it takes place in Las Vegas this year, and I don't know, could you guess right now the last time that the Super Bowl halftime show had a rock and roll in it? Like bona fide, real rock and roll.
Damn, I'm trying to think. And what do you consider Prince rock and roll?
Yes, but so there's been something after that.
Okay, there's somebody after Prince. Maroon 5, would that be rock and roll?
And now give me a rock and roll card. Maroon 5 is not rock and roll.
It's guitar-based music. It's similar. It's poppy. It's very, very poppy. I get that.
Nipples. Well, they're saying that the last time, like, honest to God, rock and roll was at the halftime show was The Who.
That's right.
Took the stage in 2010. And now the governor of Las Vegas, or Nevada, rather, Joe Lombardo, he has an idea. At a press conference for the Super Bowl host committee, he was asked who should play the halftime show, and he replied with 4 letters that have a slash in it. This band right here.
AC/DC.
That's right. Other rock acts, he says, I'm serious. Bring him back. You don't want to see Angus and his old man balls and that, what is it, overalls or something like that?
They're pretty old, those
They're very
guys.
old, but the Rolling Stones are also old, and they do okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that would work.
Well, other rock acts who've done the show either by themselves or as part of the ensemble: Rolling Stones, Red Hot Chili Peppers, ZZ Top, Paul McCartney, Tom Petty, The Heartbreakers, Bruce Springsteen, Aerosmith, Slash, and Kid Rock. So let's see if AC/DC will make the cut.
Kid Rock played for the Super Bowl? I don't remember that.
Me either, but I feel like it was probably during Ba Wada Ba and not I took your picture today.
No.
Yeah, you wouldn't do that one.
Kid Rock was part of the whole Justin Timberlake, Janet Jackson, all that.
Oh,
that's 2004.
Okay. I see.
Someone who probably will not end up doing the Super Bowl because he has just left the hospital is this guy right here.
Elton John.
Elton John is right. And Elton John found himself in the hospital over the weekend. Did you hear about this?
No.
Yeah, apparently at 76 years old, he had a bit of a slip and fall.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're at that age now. He fell in his home in the south of France. Of all the places, his rep said Elton visited the local hospital as a precautionary measure following checkups. And according to the Sun at least, he had a brain scan. He was immediately discharged Monday morning and is now back at home and in good health. He had just wrapped up his supposed farewell tour and is celebrating with his husband, and then took one of those slip and falls that we saw in America's Funniest Home Videos.
Oof.
But they end up breaking grandma's hip, and they don't recover from it. But he seems to be okay, according to at least all the newspapers.
You know, if you have like a shack, like the crappiest house in the world, and it's in the south of France, it still sounds fancy as hell.
Where do you live? South of France. South of downtown.
You know, I've got a place in the south of France. It just sounds fancy.
He's not standing. Took a little slip and fall. Looking like a true old man. 'Cause he is you all.
Mm-hmm.
There
Key
you go.
change is a little tough.
It was. I had a feeling you were going to call me out for that. And I had a feeling that Adele was going to call out security. This is, of course, about Adele.
Uh-huh.
I was going to have you guys guess, but now I feel nervous because Elaine caught me on my lower key change.
Adele.
Adele is right, and
Yes.
Adele was performing in Vegas, and she has a fan there. A clip went viral. He was holding one of those 360 cams.
Uh-huh, yeah,
and
yeah.
he's standing up and he's singing. I didn't send you the clip, but it's on TMZ, or just Google Adele fan.
Okay.
Standing up. And somebody, like a older woman, came up behind him, and you can see in his video, it was like, please sit down. Please sit down. People are behind you. Please sit down. And he's like, you know, it was in the middle of one of her greatest songs. And then security comes over to talk to him about it. And then all of a sudden, Adele stops in the middle of her set to address it and defends the fan himself. Such a cool moment. Here is an audio clip.
Okay.
Yes, you with your hand up.
Yes.
You. Put your hand up. You. No, you. Yes, you with the sticky
You.
hand. Yes, him.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? Why are you bothering him? Can you leave him alone, please?
Yes.
Leave him alone. They won't bother you again, my darling. You enjoy the show?
Yes.
Leave him
Yes.
alone. Sorry, guys. You've been bothered the whole show by security and other people sitting behind you, and he's here to have fun, all right? All of you and your time.
Kind of cool, though.
Here it is for those of you watching. This is where the fans like screaming, trying to film stuff, and they're
There's
coming up
the old
behind them.
lady. Look behind you, everybody
Get
back
down.
there. Everybody okay? And then he's like, what the heck's going on here? Why isn't everyone standing?
You know what she did? She did the opposite of who was the country singer who just got heat for this stuff?
Oh,
and they're like, stop taking selfies.
Was it Miranda Lambert?
I believe
I think it might have been. Yeah. So she did the opposite of that. She's like, have fun, party at the show.
And I appreciate that. And could you imagine like the glee like that you were overcome with after having everyone yell at you? That you turned around and was like, oh, Adele just told me I could keep standing.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, though. I would probably hate this guy if I was behind him.
Why wouldn't you be standing? I would be standing the whole time.
Nobody's standing. Adele's music is not really like standing music. It's
not
like,
all of it. There's a lot of sitting music at an Adele show.
Well,
it's beautiful.
If you're paying $1,200, then I'm going to do whatever I want at that show, so long as it doesn't disturb Adele.
He's paying $1,200, but so are the people behind him. And if I'm trying to watch, we had a lady who did this at, I don't know if it was Elton John or some concert we went to. And she's like, keep standing up and putting her phone up. And it's like, people around her got pissed. That happens a lot.
Well, I don't know. This might be a split decision. I probably won't ever go see Adele because I can't afford those tickets. It's so expensive, remember?
More than Beyonce tickets?
Yeah.
No.
Bet. Well, remember it was like she was right before Beyonce went on sale. And it was, you got a code and you got the time for it.
She's all in Vegas, right?
Yeah, and I was at Disney. And I remember I left my friends to go sit in my car and try to get these tickets. And it was like $1,400.
Ooh, that's pricey.
And I said, no. But I will go see this in concert. It'll never happen, but the person behind There I Ruined It, I think all three of us are fans, Dustin Ballard. He has now reimagined another cover that is really shaking some people.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, and gender not conforming, I bring to you the Beach Boys and 9 Inch Nails.
I hurt myself today. To see if I still feel. I focus on the pain. The only thing that's real.
You don't like it? A lot of people are calling it quite disconcerting.
I don't know. My brain doesn't know what to do with it.
Right?
I will make you hurt.
On the boob tube, we have America's Got Talent on NBC, Beat Shazam on Fox. Don't forget the lyrics on Fox and the first season finale of Justified City Primeval. Sounds like a hoot on FX.
I'll watch that.
Follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Amber. I got a comedy show this weekend if you'd like to go. Orlando folk, or perhaps those in Texas want to take a trip after the big hurricane.
Sure, West Palm,
Florida. All that information at Sabrina Ambra, and most importantly, say it with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. C-Lane, did you finish up the Telemarketer series?
I did. I finished up Telemarketers.
Don't say anything. I want to binge it.
Over the weekend. And then last night finished Claim to Fame.
Yeah.
Did you, that I haven't caught up with yet, but did you feel like I did with Telemarketers? I was like,
let down?
These are the worst whistleblowers ever.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like, literally the dumbest whistleblower.
Wait, was it a whistleblower that is behind the documentary as well?
Yeah, basically, they're two guys who worked in the telemarketing field, and they wanted to expose what was happening with these fraternal order of police telemarketing scams.
Not just the telemarketing field, but the particular telemarketing that was scammy. Not all of it's scammy. A lot of it is.
Mind you, I totally agree with them. And I think the other guys were the bad guys, and I think that their cause is a good one, and the police should be held accountable for what's happened with this fraternal order of police funding. It is scammy. When they call you and they tell you, hey, would you like to donate money for fallen police officers? Hang up the phone. I know that sounds brutal. That's why they're successful at the scam. Hang up the phone on those people. But I was just like, this is the dumbest whistleblower. They literally got the dumbest guy to be the person who was
But they didn't make it look cool in that,
no, not really.
That's a shame.
It's good. It's good. It's a good show, and it's an interesting one. But C-Lane, how about that guy?
Am I turning off my headphones?
No, this is the last thing I'm going to say. How about that guy that is the #1 telemarketer guy for the companies that are still doing this.
The one who wishes death upon every single person that hangs up on him.
Sabrina, you see him.
He was
you
a character.
He's on the phone and he's like, he's talking to some old lady and he's like, can I put you down for the gold package? And the person would hang up and he'd go, I hope you get killed. I hope you get murdered. And
he wouldn't even raise his voice that much. It would be like the lady's like, I don't have any money. Sorry, bye. Click, and he goes, get struck by lightning, bitch.
No.
Yeah, he's an actual psychopath. Like, he killed people.
Oh,
in
okay.
real life. Yeah, he's a murderer.
That's
And
great. I love that he found a job, though.
Oh my God. Yeah. So watch it. That's an interesting series. It's just, for me, I was like, oh, I wish that there was somebody with a brain who was the whistleblower.
Oh, they had a brain.
But it's fun in another way too, I guess. All right. When we come back, I got some nightmare fuel for you. This one is going to be a
worse
lot.
than the worm?
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's in the ballpark of the worm, but we'll see what you think about it. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 and a trip for 2 to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival in Las Vegas is minutes away on Real Radio.
Travel with caution. Authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 535 heading northbound between World Center Drive and I-4. There's slowdowns due to an accident on Curry Ford Road heading westbound after State Road 436. Authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 429 heading northbound at Colonial Drive. The right lane is blocked due to an accident on Colonial Drive heading westbound at State Road 429. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Need an oil change? Valvoline Instant Oil Change is happy to help. Drive in, stay in your car, and let our friendly certified technicians get you back on the road in no time. No appointment needed. Go to getyouroilchange.com for money-saving coupons. Why wait? Come see us today.
Strata Air Conditioning is offering a new Carrier AC system for as low as $79.95 per month with approved credit. Hi, I'm Joe Strata, owner of Strata Air Conditioning and Heating. For over 30 years, I've been working hard to keep Florida homes cool and comfortable while providing 5-star customer service. If your current AC company isn't meeting your expectations, you ought to call Strata. Our friendly staff and expert technicians are committed to every customer's complete satisfaction. Plus, get a great deal on a new system for as low as $79.95 per month. Go to StrataAC.com for all the details. Turn to the experts at Strata AC for our $500 best price guarantee. It's easy to see why you ought to call Strata, 833-757-3500, or visit us at StrataAC.com. That's StrataAC.com. Strata Air Conditioning is an authorized Carrier dealer.
CAC 043953. This hour of Real Radio 104.1, sponsored by FloridaJobsNow.com, coming October 11th.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Learn more at chase.com/business premier. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Account subject to credit approval. Restrictions and limitations apply. Cards are issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank. Any member FDIC.
It's hot. We all know that. Have you noticed your power bill is skyrocketing? The current cost of energy is the highest it's ever been, and it's probably going to just keep getting higher. Solar Source can change that for you. I recently took the plunge with Solar Source with my pool heater, and man, it's been a game changer. I love working with Solar Source. Solar Source has nearly 40 years in the business. They bring the power of the sun to over 6,000 Central Florida homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's and my sister's included. Solar Source makes it easy with a free estimate. Monster listeners, they have an online tool that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. No pressure, no salesman, just the facts. You can harness your own power and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting your electricity at higher and higher prices. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote. Solar Source, the most trusted name in solar. solarsource.com/monsters.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Tele Tires and Auto Centers. Because Tele Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-681-8740. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-681-8740 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, or other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-681-8740. 800-681-8740. 800-681-8740.
Hey everybody, it's Savannah Guthrie from the Today Show, and we want to help turn your to-do list into your today list. Your morning routine, healthy meals, and workout plans. We've got you covered. Join us every morning on NBC because every day needs today.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Since 2010, Anheuser-Busch and Carroll Distributing have raised $22 million to support scholarships for families of fallen veterans and first responders through Folds of Honor. For 13 weeks, June 12th through September 4th, Carroll Distributing has donated 13 additional cents from each case of Bud and Bud Light sold in Brevard County. Join the Monsters from Real Radio 104.1 on Friday, September 8th, broadcasting live from the Cocoa Beach Fish Camp as we present Carroll Distributing's additional donation to a Brevard recipient. That's Friday, September 8th at Cocoa Beach Fish Camp starting at 6 a.m. For more info, visit RealRadioMonsters.com on the events page.
Build your own truck the way you want it. Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance at 1,000. Info, standard data and message rate supply in this nationwide contest. That's Festival to 200-200. I'm telling you, there's a chance.
Real Radio 104.1.
Well, everybody's bracing for Hurricane Adalia, and what will it bring is a big question that everybody's asking themselves right now. I know this, and I'm very upset about this. I don't know if I'll ever recover.
All right.
Courtney went to the grocery store. She got us all stocked up, right? You know, she got some
Stocked up for nothing.
She got some flashlights and some candles. And even though, C-Lane, you say stocked up for nothing, we were talking about this last night. It was like, look, we're going to have another hurricane at some point in time, right? Like, we'll need to use this eventually, whether or not this is nothing or something big.
I thought you were saying you're just going to have a hurricane party anyway.
We might do that, too.
You and Courtney just going to turn all the lights off and act like a hurricane's coming through.
Let's rage,
That'd be
man.
fun. Let's go.
Yeah, so she got a bunch of stuff. She got all this stuff to be prepared for the hurricane. And she takes a picture of me at the canned foods aisle. Oh, man.
All gone?
People. All the beefaroni gone.
Dang,
all of it
dude.
gone. The aisle was pretty much picked clean.
You had like a year's worth already, though.
Oh, we had a couple. We had like a handful of them, maybe 16 or so.
I don't have any food.
No?
I have a tray of lasagna that I guess, should anything happen, I'll eat that for 4 days straight. But boy, do I have enough booze.
Honestly, if anything does happen, it doesn't look like where we are, we're going to see anything too bad. But you can certainly have some of our food. We'll have plenty for you to share with us.
Somewhere there's a guy who sees these shortages pop up every hurricane, and somewhere there's a guy who enjoys canned fish. And I'm not just talking about like tuna or solid white albacore. I'm talking like
anchovy,
sardines.
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
You know, somewhere there's people who like that stuff, and it's just like.
And imagine your power is out and your house is stinking.
You're having sardines in the living room. Oh, what if you were hooking up with somebody?
I've bought them once or twice, just out of curiosity at the gas station.
Of course you.
Both of you. What if you were hooking up with somebody? You start to kind of eke into a relationship. You've been seeing them for a little while, and everything's going great, and you're really attracted to them.
Hey, baby.
But the one problem is they love eating fish out of a can.
Deal breaker.
On the daily.
It was nice to know ya, but
See you
that's
later?
a hell no for me.
What about you, C-Lane? Could you deal with that?
Yeah. It's not that big a deal.
C-Lane,
Oh, God, you're underestimating, man.
No, this is more of a question for Ashley because C-Lane loves his hard-boiled eggs.
He does.
He loves his tuna.
I don't
That's
eat
true.
tuna that often. I like sushi tuna, like fresh tuna.
Same here.
Yeah, and that's not what we were talking about here. We're talking about you open the little tin and there's like actual fish in there.
Can't
There's
do
like
that.
little fishies in there, and you eat those things, and they're covered in all this goop and
And if
man.
someone like that I'm hooking up with eats tadpoles, that's also a deal breaker.
I don't eat tadpoles anymore. This is way back in the day.
I feel
it was a
your
game.
mouth was watering a little bit when you were talking about it. Like maybe I should go grab a tadpole or two.
It was a game. You would throw them at each other. You would see if you could catch them, and whoever got the most won. And I won a couple of times, I think.
Congrats.
Life
Against
on
ketchup
a-
and mayo?
No. Oh, somebody's got a phone call. Who's that?
Don't
Press up
ever
to-
call me while I'm on the air again.
I could barely hear it because it was behind you. Do you have your phone in your back pocket all the time?
No, I just came back from the bathroom, so
Okay, because I'm trying to figure
But
out.
I think
who...
it was my computer that was doing it. I love Apple because they connected to all my devices.
I'm trying to figure out who's on board with me because I feel like sometimes I'm the only one who has my phone at all times in my back right pocket.
Yeah, no, that's not a thing.
I always have my phone in my back right pocket.
Definitely always have it. Even the times where I put it in my left pocket, I feel uncomfortable and have to put it back in my right pocket.
No, but you put it in your right front pocket?
No, right back pocket.
Yeah, see, okay. I think maybe this is more normal than I expected. C-Lane said that's not a thing.
Not for me.
That's how I've always done it because that way it's not like a big bumpy thing in your pocket.
Yeah, I have my pockets organized in a particular way. It's
Mhm,
the
same.
right back pocket is phone, back left is cigs. I feel like your front pocket cigs, Sean. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And then I got lighter on the right front pocket, and then my vape pen on the left.
And if anything is not in that order, you go, "Wah!"
Or if anything's not in it, like if I can't find it, I still check all the pockets 4 times, despite knowing they're not in there.
Well, we said this earlier, but worth reiterating here. The full moon that we have right now that C-Lane's so excited about will have an impact on Hurricane Adalia.
Stupid.
The Hurricane Adalia landfall will be impacted by the full moon because the tides are higher. So they're known as king tides, and they occur during new moons and full moons when the gravitational pull is the highest from the sun and the moon pulling in the same direction on Earth. So tides could be about a foot higher than they normally are. Then you got to factor in the storm surge on top of that. So the area of Florida where they think this is going to go, keep in mind it could still go anywhere, and anybody listening could be affected. But they believe that area will have an even worse problem with the storm surge for those people who are close to the ocean. Okay, nightmare fuel. Are you ready for it?
No, but go on.
This is insane to me, and I have been in some pretty bad turbulence, but I think this tops it. There's a guy who was on The Bachelor, I think, in Australia.
Oy.
And he's also a pilot, and he filmed the turbulence he was going through on the plane. And because he's a pilot and he just all around is like sea lane, he's just not bothered by this stuff. He's having a good time. And everybody else on the plane is like, oh, my God.
We're going to die.
Let me see if I can play this for you. Here it is. Let's see here. This is the footage on the plane. And he's just chilling in his seat.
I can't
Everybody
stand
else,
people like that.
Yeah, everybody else is freaking out. He's just chilling. And his wife is even freaking out. He's doing the thing where you like hold your hands up because you're on a roller coaster ride.
Oh my God, what a nightmare. What a nightmare.
I like this guy. He held his Diet Coke upside down with fluid in it. Just to show you how much the fluid is moving around. Just in case the rest of the video is not conveying the turbulence to everyone. He's like, I want to make sure you know.
Because he's like a rock in this. He's not even phased in the slightest. His wife's
I can't stand that.
She's got her hand over her heart. Yeah, that's a bad one. That was like rocking around quite a bit.
I've told this story before, like really bad turbulence, and the guy next to me was a pilot. And he's actually like reading or going through a magazine of plane stuff. And he tries to explain to me, it's like, if you're riding a bike, it's like, you know, when you hit a puddle, that you're still on your bike. And none of it made sense to me. I was just like white knuckling and cursing at him like, no, we're not on a bike, sir.
I've heard that same thing from a pilot on a flight, but they said it's like being on a school bus and there's like bumps on the road. And I know, and Sabrina knows too, that the turbulence is not going to knock the plane out of the sky and make the plane crash. Planes don't crash because of turbulence. If they do, it's exceedingly rare. And the wings aren't going to break off of the plane. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it still scares the ever-loving crap out of me.
Yeah, it's still going to bother you.
You can feel it in your stomach.
Yeah, and you go, I'm in a tube flying through the air at 30,000 feet. Humans weren't supposed to figure this one out, man.
Minor inconvenience. It's a minor inconvenience.
Sealand's like, well, it's hard for me to drink my vodka Red Bull when the plane is bouncing around.
Please, like I drink vodka Red Bull on a plane.
Yeah.
What do you drink? Just vodka on the plane? What are you drinking on the plane?
Bloody Marys.
Oh, okay.
Duh.
All right. Yeah, sorry. I cannot believe I did not know that. That is my fault.
I kind of can't believe you didn't know it either.
Me either. This is 2 times now. What hospital show do I watch, Sean?
Grey's Anatomy.
Okay. What does C-Lane drink on planes?
Bloody Marys. That
All
was
right.
really recent,
that one was
though.
just
Towards the end of the show, we're going to ask you again.
I'm kind of thinking I might have one of those brain worms, though. There could
No, it's probably
be
a full-grown frog.
There's so much stuff that I've done to my body over the years.
The frog would be from one of the tadpoles he ate.
It's
right.
It's lived a full life and just matured.
It's had babies already.
There's a whole ecosystem going on in my brain right now. And it's just destroying me. So I'm going to do
Your
my best.
triglides, though. That's what we assess.
It's all a disaster. Oh, no. All right, let's go to you. Let's see what you got going on. You got some dispatches for us. Swilly's piling on. He says Sean might have worms. Hang on. Wait, hold on. Swilly is here, and we will hear from him. I promise. Here he is right here.
So I think Sean might actually have a worm. There's a species of worm that inhabits puddles in certain areas of Florida.
Right.
That can get in through open wounds on your toes or, cuts on your hands, things like that.
They get into my brain?
Include rosacea, tiny hands, and tiny eyes.
How dare you, sir? First of all, my face is red because I drink too much, just for the record, all right? You know, if I stop drinking, which I will at some point in time, it's going to be smooth and buttery and beautiful, and you're going to have to take it all in. Second of all, I might have a brain worm. I don't know. I'm really actually considering it right now.
But
Here's
where do you go?
DWD.
You go to your doctor and be like, I need a scan. I think there's a worm. I talked about it on my radio show.
Yeah, they're going to think I'm crazy no matter what. There's no way to sink into that without the person thinking you're crazy. That was like, there was an episode of Survivor. I don't know if you guys ever saw this. And one of the contestants goes, there's a bug in my head. Okay.
Okay.
This contestant says, there's a bug in my head, and I can hear it crawling around and crunching around, and it's moving around inside my head. And all the other contestants said, I think she's losing it. I think she's losing her mind out here. So everybody was like talking behind this person's back, like, yeah, I don't know, maybe we should just vote her out so she can go home and get the help that she needs, because there's no way there's a bug in her head. And so she was like, this was debilitating for her. And she lays down on the beach where they are, and she like tries to put her ear in a way where maybe the thing would crawl out, and the camera just so happened to be focused on her, and you see this bug crawl out of her ear.
Ew.
And then the person next to her goes, oh my God. And then they knock it off of her so it can't get back in there.
I
and
love
the
that-
whole time she had it.
I love the bug that was like taking, using her ear as an apartment. Like, I'll be back. I'm going to go get some groceries, and I'll come back to her ear when I'm ready.
A lot of bugs like that. It's cozy.
Now I think
Lane,
about it afterwards.
Why are you being so nonchalant about a bug in the ear?
Oh, he would freak out about this. He's not, he can't fake that. If you had a bug in your ear and you hear like all the noises that it makes moving around,
I wouldn't be here. I would see you guys later.
Yeah, that's too much. Since we're talking about nightmare fuel, we might as well have a little bit more. And I put this up on the See It Now section of the newsjunkie.com because you have to see this. All right, prepare yourself. There's a little bit of a infestation at this house. Let's watch this together here, C-Lane. Here you go. Little bit of an infestation.
Absolutely not.
Not even in a bee suit. I think those are wasps. If those are wasps, I didn't know that wasps would have a nest that big. It says wasp.
Because it's been sitting there.
Asian giant hornets. That's what it says it is. They're Asian giant hornets. Woo, buddy.
Are those the murderous type?
I don't think so, but they're adjacent. Murder adjacent. You should go over to thenewsjunkie.com and take a look at that over on the website. Woo,
Today's show is shaking me.
It is. It's like we're
really
taking it a
don't
lot
feel
here.
good.
Oh, man. All right, let's go over to Zero Cool. All right.
Hey, what's up, junkies?
Hey.
On the blood pressure topic, heart disease stuff runs on my family. My dad had a 6-way bypass in his late 50s.
Jesus.
So the arteries
That's
clogged and all
all
that.
the
But
arteries,
yeah, like
isn't
maybe
it?
5 years ago, in my early 40s, when I was at Lowe's one day, and just kind of had like double vision for a second, and then it went away. Went to the doctor. My blood pressure was like 160 over 100.
Whoa.
So they put me on the meds and all that stuff. Fast forward to now, I've lost like 40 pounds. I mountain bike or trail bike. It's Florida, so you can't really call it mountains, but I trail bike a lot now, 100 miles a month or so.
Nice.
And no meds or anything like that, and feeling fantastic. So it is a huge, huge thing to pay attention to and take care of as we get older. So anyway, sorry for the long dispatch.
No, I appreciate
great
it.
show. Wiggle, pop, pop.
Thank you, Zero Cool. That's good information.
Didn't know that a 6-way bypass was a thing. I thought that we maxed out at 4.
So there's a sextuple bypass? Wow, that's not a good scenario. But that's good for him that he's gotten that down. And I know, like, I've been losing weight over the past 3 or 4 months, I think. And I'm now down to, I think I topped out. Well, I don't know. There was a while where I didn't weigh myself, and I was definitely heavier, like at my heaviest. When I see pictures from that time, I'm like, oh, man, I don't remember. I don't remember myself being that pudgy, but I was. And
I do.
As of recently, and when I was that big, by the way, I would like find myself gasping for breath every once in a while. But when I was at my recent heaviest, I think I was around 210-ish, right around there. And I got down to 189.
Hey, good job.
And I ask,
Are you doing this in a healthy way?
Yeah, just from walking and lower calories and trying to eat like cleaner food and stuff. But
none more of that dirty food.
No, like the beefaroni thing's a bit. I'm not actually eating beefaroni on the regular over here, but I will during a hurricane just for the fun. But I get down to 189 and I go, let me see what the ideal weight is for a 6-foot man my age. And so I ask the Alexa device.
You're not 6 foot, Sean. You're 5'11".
I'm 6 feet tall. So I'm trying to take everything from me. I am 6 feet tall. And the device says the age or the weight range for your height is between 170 and 140. And I was like, 140 pounds. I feel like if I got down to 140 pounds, I would look emaciated or something. And I said, maybe it's just like different body types or I don't know.
It makes me feel like I need to be a lot less weight. Do you guys think that I've gained weight?
No, not at all.
Nobody said that.
That was very quick. They didn't even pause.
But nobody even inferred that.
No, I was asking just in case. Now that we're talking about that,
no,
setting you guys up for the okie doke.
With the 140, Sean, are you just not supposed to have muscles?
I guess not, because that would be just nothing. That's really, 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 really light. I'm not going to get anywhere near that. Probably like 170 or 175 or something. And I guess so much more of it is about like, hey, are you healthy? Like, do you feel like that's the right weight for you? Because there's no one size fits all for that kind of stuff.
Did you go by like the, first Google search page or did you click a link?
I just asked the speaker or asked the smart speaker thing.
So I'm looking for mine and it's for my age, 33, I'm 5'6", and it goes female 117 pounds to 143 pounds. That seems like a really big in between there.
Do you think maybe it would be like, because everybody has a body type, whether you're apple shape, pear shape, and like different kind of body types. Maybe that's the body, somebody that's your height, but that has like a really slender frame or something. Because that's
I got
too
weird
wide.
legs.
Same. Yeah. Really white ones too. Just can't get any luck on any of this stuff. I just know
my parents told me years later that I was supposed to have like leg braces.
Oh, really? Like Forrest Gump?
Yeah, like Forrest Gump. And they didn't do it. And that
would have been awesome.
And I bring it up every Christmas. I'm like, I wish I could look cool when I do a handstand, but I can't because you didn't put the braces on my legs.
Tanya on YouTube says, Sean is 6 feet tall. I feel like I was almost eye to eye with him for the pictures. When I take a picture, I do the same lean forward because I'm used to being
bottom teeth out.
Chunky. And like push my jaw out a little bit because I'm used to having a fat neck.
From this past poker tournament with me, you, and Fritz are the funniest things I've seen in a very long time.
They were very different.
You were the same pose every single one, and me and Fritz are just like all over the place. And then there's one where I was in the moment, and I go to I just wrapped my body around Sean, and then we both realized what was happening. He goes, "That's too much," and I go, "Oh my God, that is too much." And the photographer captured every single moment of that realization.
Yeah, there was, Celine, you missed out on this. There was a regular photographer who was taking pictures of us with all the listeners. And then there was one that was like the speedy photographer.
I go, here he is. Here he goes.
Sabrina kept pointing this guy out. And he would, I'm not kidding you, he would like walk by and almost not stop and just hit the button and then just fire off the shot. And then he would go back. And then you look at him, you go, yep, nobody was ready for this photo.
Nope,
nobody was ready for this photo.
You could tell.
Oh, boy. When we come back, we're going to get into an update on the situation in Jacksonville and a hero that saved countless lives. Why did this person know to act? Wait till you hear this. We got jury duty coming up, and a TV news crew is covering a story about an armed robbery when they get robbed. What's going on out there? We're going to find out. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
You know you can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Watch out for slowdowns due to an accident on State Road 535 heading northbound between World Center Drive and I-4. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Whisper Lakes Boulevard heading westbound at John Young Parkway. There's congestion on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. and slowdowns westbound on I-4 between the Beach Line and Central Florida Parkway. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. It's Sizzly time at Wawa. And you know what that means? All your favorite Sizzlies are just 2 for $5. Like their new Pancake Sizzly. Great mornings start at Wawa.
We buy any car. Why sell your car at WeBuyAnyCar.com? Because selling it yourself can be, well, you know.
Okay, I'll give you half now.
And?
No, and just half.
What? Avoid the hassle. Come to We Buy Any Car instead. Get in, get out, and get paid at a fair price.
Yeah, I can't do half. I could probably bump it up to like 50%. Just go. Okay.
Get your free online valuation now at
WeBuyAnyCar.com. Hey everybody, it's Savannah Guthrie from the Today Show, and we want to help turn your to-do list into your today list. Your morning routine, healthy meals, and workout plans. We've got you covered. Join us every morning on NBC because every day needs today.
Just come out, the man when you're in trouble, car accidents, slips and falls, he's the only one that you should call. Just come out, when you're injured on the go.
Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
Orlando City is on the road this week as the Lions travel to take on Charlotte FC this Wednesday, August 30th at 7:30 p.m. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. Or join your fellow City fans at the Hammered Lamb for the official City Pub Watch Party presented by Heineken Silver. Don't forget to tune in an hour before the match at 6:30 to catch Kickoff Minus 60, airing exclusively on the Lion Nation app.
The blockbuster event of the summer is here.
Outrunning a helicopter isn't exactly what I had in mind for my beach getaway.
But this isn't another full-throttle action movie. It's the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Wait, what?
Featuring the action-packed 2023 Nissan Rogue and Nissan Sentra, with sport modes that give the performance of a lifetime.
Stealing my spotlight.
And now comes the real star of the show.
Get 0% APR financing for 36 months on select road trims. Availability is limited, so shop your local Nissan store or nissanusa.com today.
Better hurry. These offers won't get a sequel.
For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months on new 2023 Rogue, excluding S-Trim and dealer stock. Example, 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 9/5/23.
Florida home insurance options are thinning faster than your father-in-law's hairline. So before you end up with less coverage than his bald spot, check out Open House Home Insurance, an online-first home insurance solution that is here to stay. With an insurance group that has been serving Floridians for over 25 years, Open House saves you money without sacrificing coverage. Get a quote in seconds at openhouseinsurance.com. Administered by Frontline Insurance Managers Incorporated and underwritten by First Protective Insurance Company. See openhouseinsurance.com for details. This advertisement does not constitute a binding offer or guarantee of coverage.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Tele Tires and Auto Centers. Because Tele Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit NoTimeToWait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
The Expendables are back.
This is going to be fun.
Get ready for another wild ride.
You almost killed me.
You're welcome. Jason Statham.
Let's fly, baby!
Sylvester Stallone.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Expendables 4. Rated R. September 22nd.
No payments for 90 days with approved credit? Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
Real Radio has your chance at $1,000. So standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's Festival to 200-200. I'm telling you, there's a chance.
Impressive if you think about it. They ran ChatGPT through the paces, and they said the AI ChatGPT had a 72% success rate in diagnosing people correctly. So, like, against doctors and stuff, that would be pretty close. Like, I don't know if doctors are 72% accurate in diagnosing people across the board.
I would hope they are.
What? Look, doctors screw up, too. This kind of stuff happens. ChatGPT got its final diagnosis right 77% of the time, this says.
Same here.
But in cases requiring differential diagnosis and understanding of all the possible conditions a given set of symptoms might indicate, the bot's success rate dropped to 60%. That's still not that bad for AI right now. Now, let me ask you this. Can you ever envision a moment in time where you will be okay with going to the doctor and having an AI diagnose you? Can you ever imagine where you'd be okay with that?
I like, as you ask that question out loud, I say no way. But how many times have I Googled symptoms?
Right.
And, said, oh, well, Google told me that after I looked at 2 links, and there I was trusting the internet and a computer. So I think subconsciously I would be okay with that.
Would you, C-Lane? Would you be okay going to the doctor and they go, we're going to have an AI diagnose you. ChatGPT is going to do this.
I mean, I don't want to be first.
No, not yet.
Can we wait a little while?
The thing is, if they can show that ChatGPT or any other AI is like 99.9999% successful in diagnosing you with the medical problem that you have, that is inarguably a better decision than going to an actual human being. A doctor, which is, a fallible human being and going to get things wrong from time to time.
I feel like if that's the case, though, who's operating this AI? Is it the doctor's office? They'd be gatekeeping that like a son of a bitch because they got to be able to still make money. Yeah. I know you still are going to need medical professionals to do the physical things, not just make diagnoses, whatever. Yeah. But you would think that if they think that something like that is going to take a significant portion of their job, they are going to want to have hold over it.
Of course, yeah. But they still, I think you're right to suggest there still would be need for some hands-on stuff. Something to feed the information into the AI that would then diagnose you afterwards. And I think if you took a lineup of 100 people and say, doctor or AI, you'd have about 80 people plus saying, give me the doctor, give me the actual doctor. And only the nut jobs will be saying, oh, I actually want the AI to do it. But that will be very different in 20 years.
I would
in
want
30
both
years.
for now. Like for now, I would want independent from not in the same room. I want a doctor to give me his diagnosis, and I want the AI to give it to me, and I want to see just how
In
similar.
comparison.
Yeah, they are.
Now, I do bring up, though, like you're saying that I would assume from the perspective of somebody who has health insurance. Now you have people who don't have health insurance, and if you get a cheaper option, dare I say maybe even free option of getting the medical diagnosis you need in order to take care of yourself instead of avoiding the doctor because of how much money it's going to cost you, then that's going to change a lot of lives.
Yeah, that would be a huge breakthrough if they did that. That's where my head's at in most of this. Like, I'm so confident and positive about a couple of things, and everybody else seems to be so negative. There's like, they all fall into the doomer category here, especially when you get into the political world. And if you look at things like for climate change, people are so doomer-pilled about climate change. They're like, I'm not going to have any kids. My kids will melt. If everybody's going to die all over the place, the world will boil. And they're just absolute doomers and think there's no chance in saving the planet unless we absolutely stop all advancement that we're making as human beings right now. I think the exact opposite. I'm like, we are making so much progress. I'm totally confident in human beings and coming up with new innovations that will solve these kind of problems that we face. But in the world of medicine, that would be the killer breakthrough. If we can make it so people who don't have insurance or have inadequate insurance can get an AI that's very, 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 very accurate, and they just feed in their symptoms, and maybe smartphones at that point will be monitoring more of what we do, like not just your pulse from your Apple Watch, not just your sleeping from your phone, but further on into blood pressure and various other things, other levels in your body. Then the AI would have all the relevant information to make an incredibly accurate prediction
It would say,
as to what your diagnosis is.
Mr. Wasson, you have a tadpole in your brain.
Probably, but
And
it's worked for
tiny
me so
baby
far.
eyes.
My eyes aren't tiny. All right, really starting to get a complex about this, though. I don't know.
But no
how.
problem eating tadpoles.
I didn't do it as an adult. I was a little kid.
Were
I
they
was
salty?
7 years old.
Were they salty?
I don't remember what the tadpoles tasted like. Probably gross, but I was a little kid when I did this.
You're yelling at us like we're crazy for asking questions when you were the one eating tadpoles.
Thank you.
I
Julian.
wasn't eating tadpoles. We were playing a game where you threw tadpoles
That's a
in the other
weird
person's
game
mouth.
to play.
Even weirder.
You guys don't know what it's like to grow up in a town with nothing to do.
Did you have to
Yes,
swallow
I
for this
do.
game?
You didn't have to, but we did a lot. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Did you close your
sometimes-
eyes? What's in your mouth? Is that the game?
No, that's not the game we would play.
Mm.
We played all kinds of games. You have no idea. When you are absolutely bored and there's nothing to do.
I have 1,000% of that idea. We just didn't look at the pond and say, let's throw that into each other's mouths.
You know what we would do?
We play
would go.
games, different games.
We played a game called Put Stuff in the Road. And
Right.
we had one paved road by us, Royal Palm Beach Boulevard.
Throw rocks
And
at the bus. I've been there.
Paved road.
We would go get something out of the garage, like we'd find like a stapler or we would go inside.
We had to
get,
drive to find dirt roads. It was a trip.
You put it in the road, and then when the car goes by and hits it, you're like, "Oh, that was cool." These are
Let's
the kind
go
of
get
things
some
we did.
tadpoles.
Yeah, when it rained, you had even less things that you could do because the rain was ruining things. It was
you guys
a
didn't
whole
play
thing.
Let's Throw Things in the Rain.
No, because it's too dangerous.
Oh,
we were
right.
at least thinking about the cars and the drivers. We wanted them to be safe as they ran
Why
over
was
us,
it
though.
dangerous to throw things in the rain?
Because it was a secondary hazard to our hazard in the road. Did not want to make it worse.
Gotcha.
Also, remember, this is the logic of a 7-year-old version of me. Still pretty solid, I might add. I think it's still pretty good logic there.
Okay.
Safer to do it when it's not raining. Okay, you know what? We'll take a quick break. Then we'll get into that Jacksonville update and the hero that has emerged in this story. And maybe a wider lesson for all of us in this. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
This is Real Radio 104.1. Online at realradio.fm. On your phone with the free iHeartRadio app. And on your smart speaker. Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
It would be my pleasure.
This is Clay Travis. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
The NFL has taken multiple preventive measures against concussions. To counteract that, the league mandated the use of Guardian caps during the preseason for positions in the trenches. That brought a 52% reduction in concussions, and after a recent study found 40% of the athletes who died before the age of 30 had CTE. It may be only a matter of time before these caps become a staple. I'm Dan Patrick. From the versatile EQB to the sublime EQS sedan, Mercedes-Benz makes electric extraordinary. The vehicle's all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. The choice is yours. Learn more. MBUSA.com/EQ.
Membership clubs and big box stores can save you a lot of money on household items, but not your home air conditioning system. This is Joe Strada, owner of Strada Air Conditioning and Heating. For over 30 years, I've been working hard to help homeowners stay comfortable by getting them the exact air conditioning system they need at the lowest price guaranteed. Big box stores and discount clubs charge dealers a fee to sell to their customers. The cost is passed on to you, the consumer, which means you pay more. Turn to the experts at Strada Air Conditioning and Heating and deal directly with one of Florida's largest air conditioning dealers. We also offer 0% financing on a new Carrier system as low as $79.95 per month with approved credit and best price guarantee. Go to StradaAC.com and schedule your appointment directly. That's StradaAC.com. You ought to call Strada and save. Strada is an authorized Carrier dealer.
CAC 043953.
Barbecue, bacon, beer, and bourbon all meet at one event. No, you didn't die and go to heaven. Pitmasters and Pourers comes to Mount Dora and not only combines these four staples of life, but will also have music featuring DJ Angel of Boom from the Monsters and live performances from Cat Ridgway, Sean Holcomb, Bailey Callahan, and more. It all starts at 3 p.m. Saturday, September 23rd at Elizabeth Evans Park in beautiful Mount Dora. Pitmasters and Pourers, when the ultimate barbecue meets bacon, beer, and smooth bourbon. Presented by Yingling, the City of Mount Dora. Visit Lake County and Real Radio 104.1. Get tickets now at cityofmountdora.com.
Go with your gut. Go with Dynavite. 70% of your dog's immune system is based in the gut. So, for overall health, good nutrition is vital. But how can you be sure your dog is getting the nutrition they need? A diet lacking proper nutrients can present issues like itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE. Dinovite is the delicious nutritional supplement created to boost your dog's overall health. And the reviews are incredible.
Poor Sam. He was a mess, always itching. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dinovite, I started to see improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent.
Right now, try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at Dinovite.com/radio. That's DINOVITE.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
That's right. It's a real mess out there, Kate. We're seeing heavy congestion on the eastbound lanes of the main expressway with traffic backed up for miles.
What do traffic and debt have in common? You don't want to be in either for too long. Move into the fast lane with Fairwinds Credit Union. We'll help you set goals, save more, and be your guide to achieving financial freedom together. Visit fairwinds.org/together and become a member today. Fairwinds. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
This summer was awesome, but brutal on your lawn. Now it's fall and your lawn needs a quick boost. That's where Scott's Turf Builder comes in. Scott's Turf Builder makes it easy to give your lawn the nutrients it needs to help repair the damage that summer fun caused and strengthen your roots till spring. Guaranteed. Feed and repair your lawn now and enjoy yourself long into the fall. Pick up a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard at the Home Depot today.
At Checkers, I'm in the driver's seat. So when there's a tough call, I gotta make it. Like this $3.49 deal. Do I want a checker burger and small fries? Or do I want a spicy chicken sandwich and small fries? Or do I want a crispy fish sandwich and small fries? Whatever I want for just $3.49. Oh, man. Sounds like everyone behind me's in the driver's seat, too. Now half off regular-sized classic slushies.
Summer's winding down, and we know you want to enjoy what's left of it. But before you celebrate this Labor Day weekend, plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Celebrate responsibly and remember to drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. When a restaurant closes, my reaction is, that sucks. They had good steak. When regional banks close or 3 of them close overnight, it freaks me out. This is why I have my own personal gold reserve. It's part of my personal protection plan. Call my friends at Oxford Gold Group. Call 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Aren't you tired of people getting your information and then selling it? Like KBB and these deals that sell all your information to everybody and have 20 people calling you and bugging you? And give me the VIN. We don't do that. We want to buy your car. We want to buy it for the right price. We want to be fast, efficient, especially in the summer heat. We don't want to waste your time. Get in, get out, get you paid. Make you happy. Go put a review up. Say we love these guys. GiveMeTheVIN.com. There's a reason that they call us America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
This hour of Real Radio 104.1, sponsored by FloridaJobsNow.com, coming October 11th.
This is about as good as it gets. Like and follow at Real Radio 1041 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Story coming up in Jury Duty and what we can all learn from it. And make sure you go over and make yourself an account over at thenewsjunkie.com. The website is almost done. There's like 2 different parts of it that have to be finished up. And then finally, that very expensive, very, very long project will be done. And we can update the app to reflect the website changes. And bam! Good to go for like the next decade. Can just cruise on the technology that runs the show. No, not good for that, but good for like just in terms of what it takes to run the show and get everything done and all the improvements that they made over there. They've done an awesome job, man. The folks who program the website do very, very, very good work. It's all like very, very high-end custom coded stuff. So go join in on the fun, and you could send in dispatches with everybody else, photos, videos, audio, all that. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. It only takes a second to create your account. Bam, you'll be done just like that. All right, let's get into it. Here we go. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MOE, or go to justcallmo.com. After an accident, you got lots of lawyers you can call up, but most of them don't really care about you and aren't going to listen to your whole story. They're just going to treat you like a number and settle as fast as they can. You want the attorney that will hear you out, will fight for you, and will get you what you deserve. And that's Mo DeWitt. 866-CALL-MO. Put it in your phone so you don't forget after an accident, workplace injury, anything like that. 866-CALL-MO or go to justcallmo.com. All right, we had this terrible shooting at this dollar store in Jacksonville over the weekend. And it was this guy who, from what they said yesterday at a press conference, they were like, this guy didn't like anybody, right? They said people trying to line him up with a party and stuff. They were like, this guy didn't like Republicans, Democrats. He just was filled with hate.
Hate
They
party.
said, yeah, in his manifesto, they're like, he was just seething with hate for every individual on earth. And
Could they tell, like, where it came from, when it started? Was he searching something? Did he watch a particular documentary that, like, kind of kicked it off for him?
See, I don't think that's how it goes in most cases like this. Let me give you, like, a for instance. Let's say all of a sudden, and knock on wood, this never happens to you, Sabrina, okay? Let's say...
You think I could go crazy?
No. Follow my logic here. Let's say all of a sudden you get a new neighbor, all right? and your neighbor is somebody who's like very disturbed, right? They seem disturbed, and you, in your interactions with them, you could tell that they are mentally ill and have like kind of violent tendencies and this kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden that person does something horrific, goes and shoots up a place. Afterwards, if people found out that he had like a Joe Biden flag or a MAGA hat or whatever, they'd be like, look what this guy did. You guys got to own what this guy did. Mm-hmm. And you as the neighbor would go, hey, it's more complicated than that. This guy had mental issues. He was really, really disturbed. And also, you know, the other stuff. So I think that's what happens in many of these cases. And the people are just, I don't know. It's like when we talk about stuff like the kid in the classroom who shot his teacher. Like, I think there are some people that are just born bad. They're just...
And there are people that suffer from mental issues their entire life that don't act upon it. And then there could be just one moment that it snaps. And without getting the help that they need at the time, it can turn violent like this. And it's like, once again, here we are discussing the mental health crisis here in our country. Right. But it's like, it's only after something terrible happens.
Well, and this one seems to be so much worse to me because this is a person that the authorities were aware of, that was, you know, Baker acted at one point.
Yeah, but how many times have we heard that story?
Right.
A lot.
And still gets a gun legally.
Yeah. Yeah. That's mind blowing to me. I don't understand that. I don't understand why we can't have some smarter laws about this. JT said maybe he hated everyone, but he somehow only targeted black people. No, he intentionally did that, and he was a racist. But I'm saying what drives individuals to do this many times is that they are mentally ill as well. And mentally ill people with a penchant for hate that end up doing these things. And I think that's what you have with this guy. And it's so disturbing. But in this, there are other stories that are worth telling. And there was a campus security officer who was at Edward Waters University, which is a black college that apparently he was going to try to target before this. And a lot of right stuff happened on this campus that I want to talk about. They say a campus security officer tipped off by observant students likely stopped the killer who fatally shot 3 people at a Dollar General store from carrying out his racist attack at Edward Waters University, the president of the historically black institution said Monday. Students reported seeing a young white man pull into campus library parking lot in Jacksonville, Florida, and began putting on tactical gear on Saturday. They immediately flagged down a security officer who was on patrol to tell them what they saw. The officer approached the car on foot when the driver, who would later be identified as the shooter at the store, sped off, hitting a curb and narrowly avoiding a brick column. The campus officer, who the president called a hero, then called the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and shared the description of the vehicle. Minutes later, the gunman made his way to a Dollar General store down the road and killed Angela Michelle Carr, 52, an Uber driver who was shot in her car, store employee A.G. LaGuerre, 19, who was shot as he tried to flee, and customer Gerald Gallion, 29 years old, who was shot as he entered the store in the predominantly black Newtown neighborhood. Then the gunman offed himself. Now, here's what I'm saying went well here. At this school, where things could have been far worse, people saw somebody behaving bizarrely. They're like, this guy's putting on masks. He's like, looks like he's dressing up to do something bad.
Right.
Something's not right here. And those people didn't just say, whoa, that's weird, and shrug their shoulders. No, they went to the campus security officer who was prepared for this and who was brave enough to go over to where this guy was and scare him off the campus, scaring him away from his intended target. We have this weird thing about us, and I think we still hold on to this, where we think we should not profile people, where we think we should not look at somebody and go, well, this seems like bizarre behavior. You should be profiling people for danger at every moment in your life. If you see somebody putting on a ballistics mask, that is a red flag. That is something.
Then at what point, if you're not security, like to what extent are you letting that red flag be known? Like
I think they did it perfectly here. They just went over immediately. They didn't just sit there and go, whoa, that's weird.
That was the security guard. But am I going up to the security guard and being like, hey, just want you to... And yeah, he put a mask on. But, you know, I've been in situations where someone is really sketching out and it was like, hey, I let the person who's in charge of this place know and then I'm out of this bitch.
No, I don't know if you didn't catch it, but it was students who saw him behaving like this.
I missed that.
Students were like looking out into the parking lot. They're like, this guy is sketchy. Not to mention he's white at the historically black college, so that would stand out. And he's putting on all this ballistics equipment.
A little bit of racial profiling never hurt anybody, right?
In this case, it saved people.
Yeah.
It saved people's lives. And
that's exactly what happened, and it worked.
They said, what's going on? Something is not right about this. And they reported it to that security officer. And the security officer was brave and went over and addressed it. And the problem ended up being somebody else's problem. But it just goes to show you that some of these things are like trite slogans, see something, say something. These things are actually important. You can just go about your day and go, that was weird that I saw that thing. Or you can step up and try to see if, you can stop situations like this.
The same goes for social media. I mean, you see somebody, I feel like Facebook would be, you're talking or you're friends with somebody that you knew in high school, and all of a sudden their posts start popping up, and there's some weird talk there.
Yeah.
It's like not going to go anywhere if you report it, but if you see something like that seems strange, it's worth mentioning.
Yeah, I would totally agree. I think that kind of stuff saves lives, and you should not be afraid. Like, I'm profiling this person. Now, this doesn't mean that you turn into some like weirdo on Nextdoor.
I knew exactly.
Who's like, there's a black kid walking down the street, and you're like, okay, those are not the same. But I mean, legitimate things when you see them are helpful to the police and other people. Somebody, who was this, Arnott or somebody, said that white people attend HBCUs. If that's true, it's in such small numbers that it actually wouldn't significantly matter. And it would be people taking advantage of the fact that the school can't, I don't think, technically discriminate against them. HBCUs are generally populated, vast majority, by black people. They're all black people, all right? The other person would be like some sort of outlier in the situation. So when they look around and they see, there's certainly employees that might be there that might be white. But when they see somebody that's white and sketchy, it's more important that they're sketchy. You got to report that. You got to do that. Otherwise, this guy would have walked into the school and God knows what would happen. Unfortunately, somebody else took the hit, and it was this dollar store. Anyhow, there you go. That's the update on that one. When we return, there was a TV news crew trying to report about a robbery, and they got robbed during the report about a robbery.
Isn't it ironic?
Not supposed to work that way. What actually went down? Wait until you hear this. That plus your dispatches coming up next on the News Junkie.
Storm coverage on Real Radio is brought to you by Air Quality Assessors of Florida. Get your home inspected immediately after the storm. Indoor moisture mapping, engineering, roof inspection, and water and mold testing. They bill directly to your insurance with no money out of your pocket. Air Quality Assessors. 1-844-CALL-AQA.
Traveling on I-4 this afternoon, watch out for slowdowns eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. Checking into Polk County, there's an accident causing delays on US 27 heading northbound between I-4 and Highway 54. Authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 535 heading northbound between World Center Drive and I-4. Traveling on Florida's Turnpike, you can expect your regular pockets of congestion. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by InvisibleFence.com. Feel confident in your pet's safety while experiencing the convenience of Invisible Fence brand. It's more than a fence. Their patented technology is paired with professional training and hands-on support, so you have the assurance that they're safe within your yard. Visit InvisibleFence.com today to learn more.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Go with your gut. Go with Dynamite. 70% of your dog's immune system is based in the gut. So, for overall health, good nutrition is vital. But how can you be sure your dog is getting the nutrition they need? A diet lacking proper nutrients can present issues like itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE. Dinovite is the delicious nutritional supplement created to boost your dog's overall health. And the reviews are incredible.
Poor Sam. He was a mess, always itching. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dinovite, I started to see improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent.
Right now, try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at Dinovite.com/radio. That's DINOVITE.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
Hey everybody, Jim Cobra here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Let's start thinking a little differently about our long-term health care. For years, we watched friends, family, and even ourselves wait for a health scare before we actually really paid attention to our bodies. But with Life Imaging FLA, you can now get a much better picture of how you're actually doing. My experience with Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan has been a game changer. My scan showed issues I would have never known about. And look, when it comes to your body, there's nothing like knowing. And now I can attack these issues head on. You can too with Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan. Don't wait, do what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan with just a few minimum requirements. That's a $699 value. And while you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well. And it couldn't be easier. Just pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. That is it. Pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan and you'll be connected in seconds. Make that call and make this the day you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
These days, there are plenty of things to worry about, but keeping pests out of your home shouldn't be one of them. That's why you need Massey Services. Massey eliminates pests before they get inside. They start by carefully inspecting the inside and outside of your home and then focus customized treatments on the outside. Best of all, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Tele Tires and Auto Centers. Because Tele Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
I'm Ty Burrell, actor and small business owner. I'm going to show you my steps for making the perfect radio ad. This one's about innovation refunds and the ERC. First step, be relatable. I like pizza and puppies. 2, cold hard info. The ERC is a tax credit for eligible businesses that kept employees on payroll in 2020 and 2021. So if you qualify, Innovation Refunds Network of Independent Tax Attorneys could help you claim it. 3, go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
Go with your gut. Go with Dynamite. 70% of your dog's immune system is based in the gut. So for overall health, good nutrition is vital. But how can you be sure your dog is getting the nutrition they need? A diet lacking proper nutrients can present issues like itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE. Dinovite is the delicious nutritional supplement created to boost your dog's overall health. And the reviews are incredible.
Poor Sam. He was a mess, always itching. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dinovite, I started to see improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent.
Right now, try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at Dinovite.com/radio. That's DINOVITE.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
Attention Orlando! Do you crave juicy, tender, packed with flavor fried chicken? If so, grab KFC's 3-piece tenders and biscuit for just $5. Get your craving on at a KFC near you. That's finger-licking good. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Order your Hummer EV at OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
all the different like subcultures that you can find online. And there's so many of them. It's like never ending. And
that subculture that was all in love with the killer from where was it? Brian, what's his name?
Iowa. Was it Iowa where that happened? I think.
I wanted to say an I state like Idaho.
It was Idaho.
Okay.
I think it was Idaho. You're correct. Yeah. Like those little subcultures are so interesting to me. And you could go into different ones. Like in the comedy world, there's Black Twitter, which is like, a subsect of Twitter where mostly black people are sharing memes with each other. And it's like a whole different culture in and of itself. I love that kind of stuff. I'm super interested in it. And there's a sect of the internet which is all based around a different kind of gambling. Prediction markets. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before.
I felt like we talked about it.
Yeah, I think we might have. Like the places where you can bet on actual real life things, like who will win the presidency,
right?
Or what will happen with a wildfire or the hurricane that's headed to the United States. All these different things you can actually bet on and put your money where your mouth is.
It reminds me of my Deadpool that I've been in, I think, for like 5 years now.
Right. It's different. That's another kind of sect of the internet and area where there's a subculture. And it's interesting. And usually outsiders do not understand subcultures at all. They, from a mile away, don't get it. And you can see this with things like there's a very, very popular website that tracks people who are online characters. They call them lolcows. And we don't need to get into what site it is. I've said it before, but I hate promoting these places. Anyhow, this site will go after people that make a spectacle of themselves online, and it's really, truly the best stalkers I've ever seen in my life. They know everything about whoever their target is. They know everything about every movement that target is making. And the people from the outside will look and go, oh, it's this right-wing website. It's like, no, it's not. You don't understand this community. This is a community of people who like tracking weird people who are very online, right? So that's just one example of this. But there's a whole culture and website where they bet on whether or not flights are going to be delayed.
What?
And I was like, that is so weird to me.
Do you think they're making good money on that?
They're making some money. And there's some of the big gambling websites like BetUS will let people bet on whether or not a flight will be delayed.
Is it like every flight? Like if I'm going on a flight, can I bet that it'll be delayed just in case, just so if it is delayed, at least I get something out of it?
Yeah, the website I had up yesterday that I was looking at had like every possible flight at the time.
Man, I wish we would have talked about this yesterday. We could have bet on Bossman Bradshaw's flight.
Right. Yeah,
but he's not texting me back, so I think he's in the air.
But when you have something like this, you go, all right, obviously you factor in weather, you factor in any like other extraneous events that might impact the plane taking off on time. And that's what these people do. And they bet money on whether or not flights are going to be on time or not. It's so strange to me. And this comes on the heels of this story this morning that the Department of Transportation has issued a $4.1 million fine to American Airlines. It's the largest civil penalty that the department has ever assessed for the lengthy tarmac delays of 43 flights that impacted more than 5,800 passengers.
I think some of the ones that we've talked about recently on the show have been American Airlines.
Yeah,
I want to say, like the one where they touched down and then they couldn't find a gate for a while, so people were sitting there like 6-7 hours.
Yeah, these are the ones that we talked about.
And there was like even, it got to a point, and I'm sure it was one of the other American Airlines flights that was delayed, that the actual flight attendants were the ones whipping out their phone, like, show them what's going on here. Tell them how long we've been on this tarmac. 7 hours later, and you were not able to move whatsoever.
Just frustration. And we talked about the one that was the biggest one in 2020, which was the American Airlines flight in Texas that was delayed for 6 hours and 3 minutes. And 105 passengers had landed after being diverted from Dallas-Fort Worth due to bad weather. And then they didn't have anybody to handle the flight. They couldn't deplane. And for 6 hours plus, they were all stuck on there. And
that's
so
insane.
Finally, they've levied a $4.1 million fine against American Airlines. To American Airlines, $4.1 million is nothing.
Yeah. That's like
Yeah.
an NFL fine.
But are their prices about to go up now?
I don't know. And I also wonder, does that money go to the people who are delayed? That's where it should go,
Probably
right?
not. Probably not. The people who are delayed probably, if they complain enough, which they should, and they deserve free flights, refunds, stuff like that. But I don't. This fine just goes straight to the Department of Transportation.
Isn't that kind of screwy though? When you're a government organization who goes, we are going to fine you this much, and you go, who do I make the check out to? And they go, just make it out to me.
Now,
you know?
do they have anything to do with the organization of, the flights? Like, American Airlines blamed it on the lack of organization on the tarmac.
Yeah, they didn't have enough staff.
So are they going to use that money towards getting more staff so that this can be avoided?
They just have to pay it to the DOT, and the DOT either does one of two things. C-Lane thinks the Department of Transportation goes, thank you for the check. Or
where is it going to go?
Or they go, we know the passengers who are on these flights from the flight manifest. Let's divvy it up amongst them. But there's nothing that indicates that they're going to do that. It doesn't say who's getting it. It says American would pay $2.05 million of the fine to the government and has been credited for paying the other half in passenger compensation. So half of it, they say, they already paid out to make good with these people.
Right.
And the
vouchers.
rest of it, yes, probably. And then they would say they just have to pay the rest of it, $2.05 million. But do the passengers get that, or does the government get that? Because I don't want the government to get that.
I think the government totally gets that.
I wouldn't want them to.
I mean, what other... Can you think of like a situation in which somebody is fined and the fee goes to the victim?
R. Kelly.
Well,
no.
I'm trying to
Maybe
think.
this is a Mo question.
If you have a situation, let's say a city or county wrongfully arrests somebody and they have to pay out money to that person in restitution, that money would go to the person. But I guess that would involve a direct lawsuit, not just like a fine issued out.
That's a court case right there.
Yeah. So I guess they could still get remedy through a court case where they could go after the airline.
Like I know I made the comparison just because of how little $4.1 million will mean to American Airlines. And it reminds me of when they fine football players for, excessive celebration or all this stuff. And a lot of the times, victimless crime. Or sometimes they fine football players for crimes that have victims. Like if they're involved in like domestic disputes, they'll sit them out, or there'll be a bunch of fines. I think that money just stays with the National Football League.
So the NFL fines the player
And profits.
and then profits. So the NFL,
How America.
if it was a domestic abuse situation, are you telling me that the NFL would fine a player, let's say $200,000, and then the NFL would take that money and profit off domestic abuse? That's horrid.
And if you're suspending someone as well, are the NFL franchises saving money by not paying them?
I have no idea.
Where's
But
that money going?
I know that the NFL has enough money. We shouldn't be worried about them getting any more. They're doing just fine. In the meantime, the news crew for the network Univision was robbed in Wicker Park, Chicago.
Muy bien.
They were out reporting on a armed robbery when a news reporter and a photojournalist were robbed. According to the police spokesperson that talked to this newspaper, they said a black SUV and a gray sedan pulled up next to the reporter and the photojournalist. Men who were wearing ski masks and displaying firearms then got out of their vehicles and took numerous belongings from the news crew before fleeing. This kind of stuff is wild to me.
Yeah.
Because this is not some down on their luck drug addict who's robbing somebody to get money for their next fix. This is organized crime. This is like people who are, a lot of times they're in like nice cars. I've seen it before. There was one the other day in California. Nice car pulls up to a line of vehicles. 3 people get out of this car. I think it was a Mercedes or something like that, high quality luxury vehicle. 3 people get out of the car. They proceed to walk down a line of vehicles parked along the side of the road, smashing each of their windows out one by one, and then stealing whatever they wanted to steal from the cars, jump back in their Mercedes, and drive away. This is organized crime that is happening. And a lot of the times with these things you see at the stores where there's like 20 people roll in and just steal as much as they possibly can at once, same thing. There's the organized crime rings are hitting these cities.
What are you stealing from a news crew, though? Like, what are you going to do with a camera? Like,
the camera is probably worth a lot of money, I would think.
But it's particular for a news organization.
It's going to look pretty clear if you're reselling that thing.
Yeah.
If you like put that up for sale on one of the websites where somebody would be interested in buying this stuff.
Still got the sticker on with the logo of the
Or
station.
they start their own news station. That'd be cool.
Yeah, this kind of stuff is just, it's insane. We've got to get control on the organized crime, on the theft rings, all of this stuff.
It's scary, and it reminds me of the even worse situation that played out in Orlando either earlier this year or maybe last year, where they were reporting on a shooting, and one of the reporters got shot.
Yeah, it happens all too frequently now. And what happens is a lot of people will be excuse heavy on this. They'll be like, well, when you see that all these retail thefts are up in cities like New York and in San Francisco and in Portland and in various other places, this is because people are poor. This is because the economy is still suffering and we've got all sorts of inflation to deal with. It's not the case. It's because they know they can get away with it in a lot of cases. And then you end up like some sort of third world country where the cops aren't in charge anymore. And these people just go around and do whatever they want. And these people who are going around doing this then go on to like Facebook Marketplace, which is chock-a-block with all sorts of stolen stuff. And they sell the camera. They sell whatever it is that they stolen that day. And damn, man, it's screwy. It's very, very bad for us as a society. So got to figure that one out. Let's go over to you. Let's see what you got with your dispatches. Here's Big Bird talking about coughing money. Okay, let's see.
Not too
many
years ago, OSHA came up on one of my job sites and ended up finding me, long story short.
Yeah.
So all those hundreds of thousands of dollars went to, I was told, the coffers.
Coffers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
whatever that is. So if you ever see coffer money showing up, some of that's mine.
Yeah,
know about it.
Some of this kind of stuff dovetails into that docuseries that C-Lane and I had watched, Telemarketers, where it's so screwy what happens. And this happens under the eyes of cops, and it happens under the eyes of politicians in this country. And in their example, what they did was they had a company that was formed, a for-profit company. The company would go out to the fire department or the police station in any given city, and they would say to them, hey, you can send your firefighters out on the corner, and you could give them those boots. You ever seen that, where they have like the boots out there and they're collecting donations?
I haven't seen that in ages.
They used to do that stuff all over, and they go, how much you think you're actually going to raise? You know, a couple $100, a couple $1,000 at the most. We will pay you, and what we'll do is fundraise for you. And then when we get the money in, we'll give you 10% of what we get in donations. Ooh. We'll keep 90 for ourselves. 90% goes to us. 10% will go to you. Sometimes even less than that.
Wow.
Right?
And I think that
Goes
even
to who, though?
Goes to, well,
the actual police.
The actual police get like 10% or less. And the company that's doing these cold calls saying this is for fallen officers who were shot and killed in the line of duty, they use specific examples, and they'll talk about somebody who like was shot and killed during a robbery. Don't you want to help out this American hero? And this corporation, a for-profit corporation, takes 90% of it, gives 10% to the police officers.
Or, you know, of course, the fire department.
Or the
fire
department. In that case. And then when somebody complains about this and says, hey, this is fraudulent, this is illegal, the company gets punished that's doing the calls, but the police and their involvement, they don't get punished. The politicians are doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. They're doing the same kind of stuff with these political action committees.
And I think they even told the police office or the police organizations that they were raising money for that they were like, well, 10% of something is better than 100% of nothing.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
But still, and then it's clear as I mean, we're not even to 2024, and I'm getting political text messages out the wazoo, and it's because my number is being sold to whatever, political party or PAC.
Yep.
And I have no way other than texting in all caps stop, but it's not stopping anything. They just text me from another number.
No, and the people who use this the most are who? Politicians, right?
Oh, the fire department.
The fire department, maybe. And those people go, when you complain to them, they're like, oh, yes, we'll look into it. But they don't want anything to happen because they benefit from it.
Right.
They benefit from it greatly. And so they just keep going with it. Everybody's getting scammed. One of the things that stuck with me, Sabrina, Celia, and I don't know if you remember this part, but one of the telemarketers was doing his thing. It was the main guy when he went undercover and started working for the telemarketer company again. And he's dialing all these numbers, and you could hear the person on the other end. And this woman picks up the phone that sounds like she was north of 130 years old.
Yes!
Okay? I mean, this woman is old.
Hello.
And when she picks up the phone, he goes, hey, ma'am, how are you doing today?
I'm okay.
And the woman goes,
still breathing.
Not very good. I only have 6 months to live.
Okay. That's a way to answer the phone.
And he says to her, well, you sound fantastic. Can we talk about you making a donation to the Fraternal Order of Police so you can get one of these stickers for the back of your car?
What
and you
about
go,
my grandkids?
wow. Imagine being so slimy that you're A-okay with taking money from dying old ladies.
But that does not cross their mind. They are missing that part of it. They're looking at the big paycheck at the end of
It's so vile to me. Anyhow, all right, we're going to take a quick break.
Sean,
when we return, what?
I have just, now that we're back at HQ, I have found so many old clips that we used to use all the time.
Oh, in the system?
Oh, buddy. I am dying laughing. Yeah, you won't like it at all.
That's not good for me.
Get ready for Friday, baby.
Just hit a random one. Do you have just a random one? That?
Oh, yeah.
Ba-booty, ba-booty.
Oh, I remember that one.
Ba-booty, ba-booty.
Still great. Okay, quick break. When we come back, something's happening in France, and it's really, really expensive. I think we could solve this problem for free, honestly, but we'll figure it out. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Dangling the proverbial carrot since 1993. Whatever the hell that means. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Real Radio 1041. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Watch out for slowdowns on I-4 eastbound between US 27 and after State Road 429 and delays on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Whisper Lake Boulevard heading westbound at John Young Parkway. You can expect delays due to an accident on State Road 535 heading northbound between World Center Drive and I-4. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Bet Online.
BetOnline.net is your #1 information source for all your sports wagering info this football season. With all the up-to-the-minute stats, news, scores, and matchups. Get the latest game odds from college football to pro football. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Hey, the Summer of Trucks ends this weekend with the huge Labor Day sales event at Nations Trucks, and you've busted your ass all year. Isn't it time for you to start driving the truck that you deserve? If you're currently looking for your next Ford truck, well, good news. Nations Trucks has 32 Fords in stock right now. They start at just $36,995, and they're waiting for you, and you'll make no payments for 90 days with approved credit. So visit nationstrucks.com or just head on down and see them in Sanford. Let them know C-Lane for the News Junkie sent you.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Since 2010, Anheuser-Busch and Carroll Distributing have raised $22 million to support scholarships for families of fallen veterans and first responders through Folds of Honor. For 13 weeks, June 12th through September 4th, Carroll Distributing has donated 13 additional cents for each case of Bud and Bud Light sold in Brevard County. Join the Monsters from Real Radio 104.1 on Friday, September 8th, broadcasting live from the Cocoa Beach Fish Camp as we present Carroll Distributing's additional donation to a Brevard recipient. That's Friday, September 8th at Cocoa Beach Fish Camp starting at 6 a.m. For more info, visit RealRadioMonsters.com on the events page.
Hi, everyone. Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Man, in just one visit, Life Imaging FLA has shown its worth to me. And at 55 years old, I just cannot shrug off lingering aches or unexplainable pain anymore. With known kidney and prostate issues on both sides of my immediate family, I don't ignore those now. The instant I had the opportunity to visit Life Imaging FLA for their free heart scan, I didn't pause for a second. And what do we find? Cyst on my kidneys and a mildly enlarged prostate. I took that scan info directly to my primary care doctor, and we started building my plan immediately. You feel empowered and even better, more in tune with your body so you can get the most out of life. No dyes, you don't take off your clothes, and it only takes minutes. Don't wait. Do what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA right now for your free heart scan with just a few minimum requirements. That's a $699 value. And while you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well. Just pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. Guys, make that call and make this the day you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Attention homeowners, costly repairs ruining your budget? Get the award-winning Choice Home Warranty and see how much you can save. Get a free quote right now. Just dial pound 250 and say Home Warranty. Limitations apply. Visit choicehomewarranty.com for details. Call now, pound 250, keyword Home Warranty.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out.
Binges, blackouts, regret, shame, trying and failing to drink less or quit. Hi, I'm Jonathan, founder of Or Health. I know how scary drinking too much can be because I struggled with alcohol misuse for most of my adult life. But I also know that it is possible to drink less or quit. And medication can help. Naltrexone is a safe, effective medication that makes it easier to cut back or quit drinking, so you don't have to rely on willpower alone. I started Or Health to make access to naltrexone convenient and private, to help people like me regain control over alcohol.
If you're ready to stop drinking or just drink less, text ADULT to 323232 to get a secure link to Or Health's private online assessment. Our licensed medical professionals will evaluate your assessment, and if medication is right for you, prescribe it online. We'll deliver your prescription right to your door. No doctor's office visits required. Text the word ADULT to 323232 to get started today. That's ADULT to 323232.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password, for you to become a victim. LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to LifeLock.com.
Slowed down, held back, inhibited. What you get out depends on what you put in. Rejuvenate your engine's performance with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline. Because true performance knows no bounds. New and improved Shell V-Power Nitro Plus removes up to 100% of performance-robbing deposits to rejuvenate your engine's performance. Continuous use in gasoline direct injection engine fuel injectors.
Having trouble sleeping? On the podcast Nothing Much Happens, join yoga and meditation teacher Catherine Nicolai for peaceful bedtime stories to help you relax. Catherine weaves brain training techniques and storytelling to take your mind to a calm and comfy place.
Welcome to Bedtime Stories for Everyone, in which nothing much happens. You feel good, and then you fall asleep.
Listen to Nothing Much Happens on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
See that sign? Employees only. That means keep out, buddy. It's just for us Buy Well employees. This is where we talk freely about all the stuff happening in the world.
You can keep Meghan Markle for all I care. As long as I get to take Harry to a weekend in Vegas, I'm happy.
It's Employees Only, courtesy of Ron Howard, the new podcast from Imagine Audio, Pretty Fast, and iHeartMedia. It's Employees Only. Listen on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Podcast promos.
I'll take Meghan Markle.
Yeah, what does that even mean? What is he even saying in that?
Is
Yeah,
that
you could keep Meghan Markle as long as Harry comes along. Who's going to listen to this podcast? My God.
Apparently enough people.
Nobody is. No, nobody's
isn't that
listening.
one
to
of the is that Larry the Cable Guy?
I
thought he was
think
always get her done. Like he had a bit of a
No,
twang
it's
with
not him. Yeah, it's not him. It's
No, I
somebody
thought-
else.
Didn't it say Ron Howard?
Yeah, Ron Howard Production or something, because they keep making these deals for these podcast companies that churn out all these podcasts that are so esoteric that nobody wants to listen to them. There's a podcast that we advertise for, which is supposed to put you to sleep.
Yeah,
It's about
Nothing
stories. It's called Nothing Happens. It is stories where nothing happens. What could potentially
and they're
be
making more money than all of us combined. I'm ready
better
for
not
it.
be.
I
They'll
will
burn it to the
ASMR
ground.
any day.
There's no way there's more than like a couple hundred people listening to this podcast. You know, it's like a story that goes nowhere and admittedly goes nowhere. It's called going nowhere, and it puts you to sleep.
That's
and,
what the people want.
They don't. I'm telling you, they don't. I'm telling you, there's nobody listening to that.
Some people do. Let's look up their numbers. Bet.
I guarantee you, we have far, far more podcast listeners than either
we
one
don't
of
got a
those
commercial,
shows.
do we?
No, they don't give us a commercial. That would be too nice of them.
I'll take Prince Harry any day.
I will say this. Because somebody brings up Buck Sexton. They say, I miss Buck Sexton. It is better than when they were advertising all of the political podcasts. It's way better than that. But now it's just like, guys, there's enough podcasts. We can dial it down. We've got some good ones out there, some very, very good podcasts, and we've got some terrible podcasts
I love that you're
out there.
saying that as if they're going to listen to you, Sean.
I think eventually the
Look
market
where me and
will-
C-Lane are.
I know, but the market will handle this eventually because they'll go, wow, we paid all that money for these people to put together this podcast, which was about eating flapjacks with your left hand while standing on one foot. And it turned out there wasn't a huge audience for that. So it turned out there was only like one person who was into that in the country.
Did you go through my computer? Because that was literally my podcast idea.
Yeah, I unsubscribed from it. I'm sorry. I
didn't produce it yet, but it was going to be eating flapjacks with maple syrup on one foot, ASMR, no Meghan Markle.
It's so specific, some of these things. Like, how weird are we? My
niche, man.
God.
The niche.
All Day Yuckers on Twitch says, Sean is just mad he missed the conservative podcast train. No, I'm not. A lot of these, there's only like...
Conservatives love Sean. Come on.
There's, both sides hate me. You should see my email. These podcasts that are like political, there's only enough room for like a handful of them. It's not like there's 100 popular political podcasts. It's like you have the ones that do really well. You have your Chapo's Trap House. You have your Joe Rogan. You have, there's like a handful of these.
Who's Chapo's Trap House?
It's very big.
El Chapo's new
No,
podcast?
it's probably the biggest progressive podcast. Like, so on the left, they have Chapo's Trap House. On the right, they got Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's probably exponentially bigger than that, but they're very big and they make very much money off of that podcast. And then you got 900 Larrys in the basement who are screaming whatever their political beliefs are to absolutely no one.
Larry's in the basement at dusk.
Nobody joining along.
Hey, but then you can listen to us where we're all over the place and we talk about Sean's tiny baby eyes and eating tadpoles.
And another thing, we started out with these podcasts, which admittedly were fun at the beginning, like Office Ladies, which was a brilliant thing to do. Very, very popular podcast.
But it was only popular because they were on the show.
Yes, of course. But they go through each of the episodes one by one and tell you like all the behind the scenes about that episode, which was smart and is very, very ingenious of them to do. But now they're doing that for shows that I don't even think people watched at the time. It'll be like, we're going to do a podcast about you can't do that on television. And you go, oh, really? Is there a huge need for this?
You'd be
the
surprised,
market demanding
man.
it?
There was one of the biggest podcasts, and I've many times have been suggested or recommended to listen to it, is all based on Law and Order SVU.
Yeah, but that makes sense because there's a huge fan base for Law and Order SVU.
And there's enough episodes.
There's not a huge fan base for Venezuelan golf frisbee, and that's
Watch
what
your
we'd run.
damn mouth.
It's frisbee golf.
Yeah, whatever.
That's why you're out of tune, man. You don't even
it's
know
like-
about Venezuelan frisbee golf.
The Redheaded Rock Collector podcast. Okay,
We're gingers.
cool.
We love rocks.
It's great. I'm glad that's a thing.
Take a journey with me as we rewatch every episode of The Paul Reiser Show. Both of them.
Oh, God, man. Some of it.
We love our company and we love iHeartRadio, and you could love it too. It's absolutely free with millions of podcasts, even ones that you're like, why are you there?
Wow,
Listen to it.
The weekly Onion Ring News Roundup. Wow. Okay. We'll put that out there. Pay
You're
somebody a
listening
paycheck.
to Fart Bros, where we just fart in each other's mouths.
It's probably a thing. If it's a thing, or if you think of it,
Let's see
probably
who
a
farts
thing.
louder in the microphone.
Well, I know what I do like, and I'm stoked to go see it this weekend. Before I tell you this thing that's happening in France.
Is that their 2023 thing? Is movies?
I didn't expect it to be, honestly, but then you had Barbie and Courtney really wanted to watch that. And then the week before we went to watch, we watched that one. And
You
then
say
after.
You say it is a 2023 thing, like it's not already halfway over.
No, I know, but like maybe it's going to be his shtick. Like every Monday, Tuesday, he's going to talk about what movie he went to go see. But for the love of God, Sean Watson, tell me you did not buy a movie pass.
No, I didn't. No.
My heart just palped a little bit.
No, I didn't. Jack Bradshaw would do that to you. I
he
wouldn't
loves
do
shoving it in my face.
He's like, I got the movie pass.
Yeah, you're only $10 a month. I'm like, cool, I lost $500 that I'll never see again because of Movie Pass.
Can't believe that company is still around. That's
That blows my
mind-blowing.
mind. You know why? Because in their terms and conditions, they said you can't have a class action lawsuit against
Right.
us.
Isn't that nice? My God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so last weekend, we watched the Talk to Me movie, which I know I got cut off by an EAS last time, but is the scariest movie I have seen.
We interrupt this program.
in a very long time. If you like thrillers and scary movies, that movie had me freaking out. There was some.
Can't wait.
You're going to watch that one?
Oh, for sure.
It's got some scenes where I'm telling you, I'm like a little kid looking away from the screen. I was like, I cannot look at this. I cannot watch this. It's making me physically uncomfortable. Talk to Me did. But The Equalizer 3 is coming out very soon, September 1st. So it's this weekend that The Equalizer is coming out with Denzel Washington. Stand by my statement that this is better in every way than the John Wick series.
Okay, that is a big statement, man.
I think some people might disagree, but it's totally like John Wick, but with Denzel Washington. And he's this badass that goes around and serves up justice to people.
Did you watch the first two?
Oh, yeah. I've watched them many times, a bunch of times, because I love Denzel Washington's character in The Equalizer so much. And I think it's each of those is really rewatchable for me.
I don't remember if I've seen The Equalizer. I feel like I have, but I don't know.
The basic story is Denzel Washington is a guy who used to be an agent for the government or something. They're not very specific about it at the beginning. And he now works just a regular job at like this big store where he's moving around
Best
stock.
Buy.
But he's really, really motivational to all the younger people that he works with. And
Like
then,
Friday Night Lights.
kind of.
Okay.
But then when he sees somebody who is being wronged, he enacts swift justice on the bad
Equalizes
guys.
them.
And he equalizes things. And that one's going to be interesting to watch. The story about what happened in France is coming up alongside the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Share the Show Tuesday. That's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Girl, look at me. I'm fat and rich. You can be fat and rich, too.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today will be soaring to the mid-90s. It's hot and humid. A heat advisory in effect with feels-like temperatures up to 112 degrees. So we ask that you get your preps done as soon as you can, but do make sure that you're staying safe in the heat. Likely going to be seeing an increase in rain and thunderstorms, mainly after 2 p.m., all thanks to those outer rain bands of Idalia.
This report is sponsored by Bet Online.
BetOnline.net is your number one information source for all your sports wagering info this football season. With all the up-to-the-minute stats, news, scores, and matchups. Get the latest game odds from college football to pro football. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. BetOnline, where the game starts.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Are you feeling tooth pain? Advanced Endodontics is here to help. Our state-of-the-art practice offers laser-assisted endodontics and same-day emergency appointments, so you don't need to wait for relief. We also provide easy financing and flexible payment plans. Advanced Endodontics is here for you with 5 convenient locations throughout Central Florida. No referrals are needed. Make an appointment today at ineedarootcanal.com. That's ineedarootcanal.com.
At Fifth Third Bank, we give you free checking, never have hidden fees, and help protect your identity.
Oh, really?
Yep. See, our name equals 166.7%, so we put in that much effort.
Well, my name's Jim, so I guess I'm headed to the gym, and I'm gonna put in 166.7% effort too.
Aw, I'm proud of you.
No one's ever been proud of me.
This is banking a Fifth Third better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
With Spectrum Mobile and the new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 and Galaxy Z Flip 5, you get faster speeds with Spectrum Speed Boost. Purchase the new Samsung Galaxy Z through Spectrum and get up to $1,000 off, plus the value of your trade-in device. Visit a Spectrum store or SpectrumMobile.com to get the new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 and Galaxy Z Flip 5 today. Visit spectrum.com/policies/mobile-terms for details. Restrictions apply. Spectrum Internet required. Auto pay required.
The blockbuster event of the summer is here.
Outrunning a helicopter isn't exactly what I had in mind for my beach getaway.
But this isn't another full-throttle action movie. It's the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Wait, what?
Featuring the action-packed 2023 Nissan Rogue and Nissan Sentra, with sport modes that give the performance of a lifetime.
Stealing my spotlight.
And now comes the real star of the show.
Get 0% APR financing for 36 months on select road trims. Availability is limited, so shop your local Nissan store or nissanusa.com today.
Better hurry. These offers won't get a sequel.
For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months on new 2023 Rogue, excluding S-Trim and dealer stock. Example, 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 9/5/23.
I'm looking for some classic cars to buy. Go to GiveMeTheVin.com if you've got a specialty car or something nice. Mopar anything. Corvettes, GTOs, Chevelles, square body trucks, K5 Blazers, K10s, K15s. All that good GM stuff from the 70s and 80s, I'm really looking for. And of course, 15-year-old and newer stuff. We buy and sell 1,000 of those a week. From you guys, right here. Been doing it for 38 years. GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Headed on and in Angulo! Orlando City is on the road this week as the Lions travel to take on Charlotte FC this Wednesday, August 30th at 7:30 p.m. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. Or join your fellow City fans at the Hammered Lamb for the official City Pub Watch Party presented by Heineken Silver. Don't forget to tune in an hour before the match at 6:30 to catch Kickoff Minus 60, airing exclusively on the Lion Nation app.
As road pros, we know how to get from point A to point B.
Yeah, from making alternate routes to finding the best cup of coffee on the road.
And how to help get better mileage.
Yep. Yeah, all diesel fuels are not the same.
Yep. Synergy diesel-efficient fuel from Exxon and Mobil stations helps you get further down the road. Helps keep your engine cleaner, you know?
Keep this baby running. That's the goal. Get the job done and get home.
Yep. Pros.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Learn more and find a station at Exxon.com. Compared to diesel without detergent additives. Results may vary.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Orlando, for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
If your business is looking to add talent to your team, sign up for the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair. The Job Fair will be promoted across iHeartMedia's 13 Central Florida radio stations that reach nearly 2 million people. Get the word out about your open positions and attract top talent. Join us at the Orlando Science Center Wednesday, October 11th, from noon to 4 p.m. For more information on how your business can participate, go to fljobsnow.com and click on the Get More Info tab. That's fljobsnow.com.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earned doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas this September.
Superstar artists from every genre.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. And Anonymous emails. He says, you were talking about HBCUs, that's historically black colleges and universities. Good afternoon, junkies. I think more non-black students attend than you might think. I was going to say about 15 to 20%, but it looks like it was about 25% in 2021 from the government stats. And he links this ed.gov link. Thank you, Anonymous. I looked into this a little bit because I was curious too. It looks like there's a couple HBCUs that throw off the numbers because they're in states where you're not allowed to discriminate based on who can be enrolled at your school, or historically there have been more whites who have attended the school.
How do you know they're throwing off the numbers?
Because I could see state by state, and I could see like one school that has like 40% white students, right? And all the other HBCUs that I looked at that didn't live in the same areas that had like 3% or 4% of white students as overall making up the class. And so, yeah, I mean, it looks like there are some white students there, but I still think that's why they look over and they see this guy, and less the fact that he was white, more the fact that he's putting on a ballistics mask in the parking lot. It's going to throw you off and kind of grab your attention there a little bit.
I could see that.
Let's do one final dispatch and see what we got. Do you want Kurt the Dirty Yank or Angry Irishman?
Angry Irishman.
All right, here he goes.
The podcast that I hated the most was this lady came on and said, "Take me back to a magical time where music was magic and I could burn it all down."
What?
Like, what? What did that even mean?
You should have a podcast in your tunnel. You know?
I love that. Angry Irishman in a cave.
Live from the locker room.
Hello.
Let's do one more. Here's the Dirty Yank.
Good afternoon, junks.
Hey.
Heard you talking about the podcast. I have a great idea. I'm pretty much going to start it.
What's that?
It's me, a podcast guy, talking about other people's podcasts and inviting other podcast hosts to talk about other people's podcasts and pick on why their podcast is better or worse than other podcast people.
Too many layers. It's too meta. I'm already scared about this whole thing. Okay, let's do the stories that didn't make the cut. Brought to you by Nations Trucks. Love our friends over there at Nations Trucks. Get the truck of your dreams right now. Go to nationstrucks.com. France has a surplus of wine, and they're going to be paying $216 million to destroy that surplus.
Why?
Yeah. I guess
Send
they have
it
to
over.
They have to control the amount of inventory of wine so that the price doesn't go too low. They are destroying enough wine
God
to fill.
forbid. They'd rather be wasteful.
Yeah, they would. They're destroying enough wine to fill 100 Olympic-sized swimming pools.
Oh, my gosh. Just fill the Olympic-sized swimming pools and have a wine party where you'd swim in wine.
You could charge a lot of money for that.
Would you get drunk?
God.
Because it's going through your pores?
I would, because I just open my mouth and start, paddling forward.
People pee in that. People will pee in that.
Worth it. The alcohol it fixes it somehow, I think. I don't know the science just yet. Okay, that's it. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Tuesday, August 29th, 2023. Today I Learned sponsored by J. David Tax Law. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away. Today I Learned this British sitcom.
Doctor Who. Mr.
Bean is right. Today I Learned the British sitcom Mr. Bean only consists of 15 total episodes over a span of 6 years.
Wow.
The British do it so weird. They have a season of 2 episodes.
Can you imagine if that was us?
Oh, my
15
God.
episodes after what? How many years?
6 years, 15 total episodes, and it's still a legendary thing.
How long were the episodes in length?
Doesn't say.
4 hours.
And I've never actually watched one, so I don't know. Today I Learned the government, U.S. government, owns 1.4 billion pounds of cheese. It is stored hundreds of feet below the ground in a converted limestone mine in Missouri. I don't know why
it's
we
moldy.
have these. We are holding out for a dairy shortage, I guess, and we've got these reserves that we have.
All of it's blue cheese.
Today I Learned this show right here.
Our whole universe was in a hot.
That's right, The Big Bang Theory. Carrie Fisher and James Earl Jones, both famously from Star Wars. And they had never met each other, actually, in person until 2014, when they both appeared in an episode of The Big Bang Theory. It was the first time they ever crossed paths out there in the real world. Today I Learned between 1913 and 1915, there were at least 7 instances of people using the Postal Service to mail their young children to relatives. The longest such postage was a 6-year-old.
Stamp on their forehead?
I guess so. It was mailed over 720 miles from Florida to the state of Virginia. It says on January 1913, an Ohio couple took advantage of the U.S. Postal Service's new parcel service to make a very special delivery of their infant son. They paid 15 cents for his stamps and an unknown amount to insure him for $50 and handed him over to the mailman, who dropped the boy off at his grandmother's house a mile away.
An unknown amount to insure him for $50?
No, an unknown amount for the insurance that would pay out $50.
Oh.
Today I Learned this guy. Eddie Money. Eddie Money is correct. Today I Learned Eddie Money didn't like the demo of this song, Take Me Home Tonight, but he knew he had to persuade Ronnie Spector to do the catchline of Be My Baby from our 1963 hit. The success of the song helped revive his career and encouraged her to resume hers. It was a huge smash hit. Woo! Thank you so much for listening. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place in West Palm Beach. You got more Rover coming up next. In Dallas, more great content on the way. And on the mothership, the Jim Colbert Show is coming up next, right here on Real Radio.